whatever. We're here for sinking this cost. I didn't actually edit the thumbnail or after you suggested whatever it was you suggested.
What did I suggest?
Yeah.
Screen within a screen.
And I thought about it for a second, and I'm like, I don't really know how to do that, because like I was thinking like, oh, do I put it on like some sort of like infinite tunneling background? But then I'm like, then that would just like shrink Carrie down to the point where it's like you couldn't even see his face, and I was like I couldn't find a good picture of like. I just couldn't find a good way to do it, and so I gave up, and I started crying. Hey, chat.
Are we here?
Yeah, I think we're live.
Okay, see, this is the other half of like when we start immediately. It's like I have to try and find the link to
to share it
around to get to the chat. Okay, which one is the vertical and which one is the horizontal?
Well, obviously the one that's here. I'll just put it in the.
No. I've already made my guess.
Okay, here you go.
That is physically impossible. That every time I pick the vertical one first.
Oh, you know, see, it's because they switch every time, because, you know, just by virtue of the linear nature of time, one of my streams shows up last. You know, like either the horizontal one starts last or the vertical one starts last. And when I hit reuse information, which is how I start all of these streams, so I don't have to like redo. Oh yeah, by the way, if anybody's showing up for Doom because I didn't change any of the tags, that's Monday. So legally speaking, we're going to continuously stream until Monday starts and then switch over to Doom.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. I heard our boy Mac just the other day did like a 24-hour stream. I just heard this was a great fun.
I saw that too. I was in
like
for
he just did that.
Like I was in for like a little. Oh wait, hold on. Are we muted? Is Carrie muted?
Please work.
Hey, okay.
I think this is working. I think this is working.
Okay. He thinks it's working.
Can everybody hear us? Do you hear nice?
Yo, what's up?
Nice tunes.
I'm watching you on my phone. Oh wait, shoot! I paused you. Oh no, yeah, there we are.
They just like us for real.
They truly are.
Do we sound good between us? I had to turn Miles down. Can you believe that?
That's
the first
crazy.
time ever. You can't hear the music? Miles is a little quiet.
Do they have their chat on their stream?
And then I'll turn
they did. I saw it.
They might switch over to a different set of screens.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try that. Do a little bit of this.
All right. So yeah, hey chat, how you doing?
You can barely hear us both.
People are watching, they're not typing.
Great. That's fantastic.
Which is fine. There's a link to Carrie's Twitch on the in our description in case you want to go in there and ask questions.
Yeah, and no, regardless of anything we say or do, please do not do anything.
Don't bother them. If you have an actual question, go and ask them, but don't bother them on our behalf.
Someone says I've got.
We're over here having our own fun.
Well, we're gonna be loud. Is the problem?
Yeah, man, that's true.
Oh, I think their chat is behind our chat. That's okay. That's where it belongs.
Can you believe?
I can actually do something about that.
I believe it.
All of my sounds sound great.
Yeah.
Okay,
there we go. I fixed it.
Anyway, what?
Miles, just don't yell.
Oh yeah. So I was telling the story of the dual reviews that I got on my two
just start asking
on my two postings. So on AO3, I got that rambling review that made no sense.
Is it good? I think it's good enough.
And then over on fanfiction.net, I got the review of pretty good start.
Oh wait, I'm hearing maybe not. Okay. I'm like.
Is AO3 the more pretentious of the fanfiction websites?
It sounded really weird.
It did.
Chat, what's your conclusion on that? I guess I don't.
Oh, wait,
yeah.
I know I'm
Chatception. Dual chat.
This is gonna fix it.
Oh
Does it fix
yeah.
it?
Yeah, chatception.
Oh, my head's gonna explode from the audio.
It's,
Okay.
you know what? It's now. It's gonna be 2. Now it's
Honestly,
gonna
Miles's dog
Yeah?
is
now it's gonna be 2.
stealing the show.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a dog
Is that
on
a-
screen, so
Is
like,
that a Yoko figure in the
doing
background?
something with someone.
Carrie's got his figures.
Dog.
hey Chippy, having a good time on the stream?
He's got some Gurren Lagann
Robbie,
figures.
thanks
Looks
for the
like
resub. I appreciate it.
Nice.
Hey, people
Okay,
saying
I'm hearing
Mo.
now it's much better.
that's a Bulbasaur up there.
Hello, everybody.
Okay,
and
they're
welcome
starting.
to our Q&A. We're doing this for multiple reasons. 1, because it's fun and we love hanging out with y'all. And 2, we're in the middle of a Streamly
Yeah.
thing. So if you want
Streamily.
to, Carrie definitely remembers the link off the top of his head. He's not Googling at all. Miles remembers.
Just like us for real.
And the link for
Yeah.
all of the RWBY people is...
It's true. It's true.
I'm assuming it's streamly.com/Ruby, RWBY. Hey, you know what? Hey, hold on, wait. I got this.
I'm gonna
I
try
got this.
It is.
Yeah.
If you
Okay,
go to-
hold on.
Okay.
Oh no, did you want to do it? You want to do it?
Oh, it looks like
If
New
you go
Blance
to
beat him to it.
streamly.com/RWBY, you can find
Was that?
a place to get signatures
What?
from all of us. We'll sign them
Just by
for
disabling
you.
ad block. Wait,
You can also
I don't
go to
have ad block
individually
enabled on Twitch.
streamly.com/MilesLuna or
Whatever.
/Carrie Shawcross. And
I only have ad block
and
enabled on
it's
Twitter.
all goes to the same kind of.
Shouldn't be
page.
enabled on Twitch. I saw an
If you
ad
do the RWBY
already.
One, you can see everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're here
A
for an
future
hour.
date.
This is going to be a fun little Q&A. Maybe, it'll be more of like a podcast. It's going to be chill.
Yeah, no, this is the last. I don't know. Shout out in chat if you were there for the RWBY cast Q&A that happened a couple weeks back. It was super fun. It was nice
Yeah.
seeing everybody's
I have
happy
no idea what
faces.
they're talking
There were some
about.
really fun questions in that. And that was really
Yeah, no,
professionally
I wasn't
moderated,
there.
By Lindsay Jones, and had some
Yes.
really nice graphics
Just,
and a whole tech team. This ain't that.
No.
This
We'll
is
see
not
how.
that.
This is far from
Past
that.
5 minutes of technical issues weren't a clue. This isn't that. This is Miles and Carrie haven't gotten to hang out in way too long, and this has given us a great excuse to do it
Yeah.
for about an hour. Speaking of, what do we? Should we just do a quick? How are you today, Carrie? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
I'm good.
I mean, that's a decent
I think
first
our
question.
If I can find
Yeah.
it real quick, was and this is all going to tie into it. Is Boris the Animal 2000?
Night
what time
Hunter
is it?
asks, "What are you watching, fat man?"
Right
Great
now,
question,
it is-
multiple answers.
I am
I'll
watching
take it.
Miles and Carrie do a Q&A.
Miles,
For
take
me
it away.
right now,
Mm.
I am in London, England.
Mhm.
In it, you what, mate? And it is 7:13 in the evening. But it is also it's summer-ish time. It's summertime here now, which means that it doesn't get dark until very late. So I'm just chilling. It's great. What
And
about where are you at?
Very late for London, England. That's like 4 p.m.
So in the winter, it does get dark at like 4 p.m.
Are we
Yeah.
supposed to
But
be
in the
impressed
summer,
by
it
it?
doesn't get dark
Is that
till,
like
like,
past his
10:30.
bedtime?
You mentioned London,
The
you
amount of
wanna
like
mention
stank he put on saying it's 7:13.
Yeah, I'm thinking full on postal
Like-
code, like daily routes.
Yeah,
It made me
all
think
that
that was supposed to be impressive.
Yeah, no,
I'm in-
Uh,
Yeah, it's not even it hasn't even sunset
It is 1:15
you know, yet.
p.m.
Yeah,
because
that's Miles. Yeah, I know. He's shaved his
I had a
head.
great day. I woke up.
yeah, that was what I thought.
Kind of lazy day to be honest.
Yeah, I was like, why-
Some
why
Mario Kart on my
Why is he
Switch.
bald?
On my
Yeah.
rag.
Why is he fucking King
This
Neptune
also
over
is
there?
great for
Imagine if he, imagine if anybody, I don't know if his hair. It looks like his hair.
Why is he Neptune? I thought he played John.
Miles, how are you doing? You described your
I'm good,
location,
man.
but, like, where are you?
I'm
Yeah,
good.
I mean, I
I'm good.
imagine if
You know,
your hair starts going,
Baby boy. I
you
do
don't
have
want to
socks
be
on.
seen
I'm
as the
a
kind of
fond
guy who
socks
just
on.
holds on to it.
You're not getting that for free.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hey, do you think if I sent Streamily a picture of my feet, they'd allow
He
me to
looks a
sell
bit
those?
like-
Dude, Superman's daddy says, if I were an even bigger
It's like,
asshole, I
here's
asked
a
him why the
really
latest
nice
volumes of
artist
RWBY
edition
and
of
Genlock
Felix from Edward
were
Screw.
obsessed
Here's
with
this
making
great piece of
characters
Jaune and Pierce
unalive
and then
themselves.
there's House of Doll.
I don't think Miles was in charge of Genlock.
There's only one way.
I don't think Miles was involved in that. Yeah.
No, that was what's his name?
I might.
The guy
Here's
who
a question, though. When you
who
watch
siphons
Miles,
Ruby's budget.
Well, but he wasn't. He got
No.
like he wasn't involved in season 2, was he? Gray, you mean?
I'm
That'd be pretty amazing.
Gray, yeah.
Yeah.
Richard
Oh my
Gray?
God.
Richard Gray?
Hey, so I found. Yeah,
Is that
Gray-
is that his name?
Gray.
Let's contractually answer one RWBY-related question. And I got.
Oh, wait. Are they actually asking questions
I got
now?
one. Oh, hey, also, sorry,
Oh.
quick, one more interjection.
No, they're not.
I do need to
Of course.
explain why
Alright.
it looks like I'm like calling to you from my bedroom here this evening.
You don't have to explain anything to me.
I assume because you are, Miles.
My wife
Yeah.
and I are currently in the middle of
Gray the
renovating
money
our place
launderer.
and don't have. Not all the rooms are what or what
Gray
I
the
would
money
You want me to?
launderer.
Yeah.
And
How much?
I'll learn
How
the
big is
guitar.
this elf bar?
So that's why I'm
I'll
coming to you
learn. I'll
live
learn
from
the guitar just for you, Shion.
The proper vernacular is flat, correct?
It is. I do live in a flat. Yes.
Now what? Now I do notice that it's more than like 1 inch tall. So how is,
Oh, keen eyes.
how
Oh.
is it a flat?
They're bringing the comedy.
Really?
Millions of years ago, when this question was
where did
asked
the
in
Brits
the
steal
chat.
this from?
Oh, who knows? Shoot, I forgot who asked the question, but you'll know. Oh wait, well first, yeah, shout out to Stub who watches RWBY with their son. That's wonderful. I can't find it anymore, but you know who asked this. It was a great question. Question for us: was there a RWBY fan theory that you loved that was wrong? It was not true. It was not canon meant to be, but it was a theory where you were like, "Dang, that's a cool theory. That's really fun."
Your boy Neptune says just got here. For a minute, I thought M and K were in a call with Fat Man.
Yeah.
No, that's Raymond who pulls that kind of weight.
Fan theories and more like seeing cool
You got to get at least triple digits in the streaming numbers.
stuff for like
Yeah.
make grim or like weapons. I'm trying to think of like an actual like fan theory.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting question.
I had one and I lost it. I do. There have been times.
Just like me, for real.
Okay, so we haven't answered a question. Is what we asked a question and we actually don't know an answer to it.
I did.
Sorry.
There's
Do you like any fan theories? I don't know.
Where, like, I would read that and I go, "Oh, that's a really cool idea. I kind of wish we did that. It's really sick."
I mean, look, it's it
Fan
happens,
theories?
it
I do not like theories nor facts.
Oh,
so,
I had a fun cameo recently that that this person had this theory in volume 7 when Neo steals the relic of knowledge from Oscar Pine, and all happens off screen. And this theory was like, hey, Neo was at the Schnee Manor where Oscar and RWBY kind of had like that cutesy, awkward interaction with one another. Did Neo like snipe that and disguise herself as RWBY and get flirty with Oscar? And I was like, look, excuse me, when it comes to like RWBY canon stuff, I'm always clear to say like I do not speak for all the writers on this show. This is my headcanon. But the thing that I think
stream the other week, I was like, it's not canon unless it happens like
yeah.
If it's in a Q&A, let's not take it as canon quite yet.
They could have just stopped that sentence earlier. It's not canon.
Because the thing that I said was like Neo was a really fun character to use.
isn't that a weird position considering like half of RWBY canon comes from Q&As?
Capable characters, especially on the villain side.
Yeah.
Sure.
To where there were things.
I take it they're not like
it factor from, like,
the final
moment
word
she hit
anymore.
The screen where like anyone would be like, "Oh, how did she do that? She's Neo, man. I don't know. She got it done." And that was like because RWBY was.
Does
a show,
RWBY not talk in that scene?
Because we had like intense time constraints.
Yeah.
With the show from like the
I never
first
got
episode.
past
Oh, right.
But we had the ambition of being like a
Volume
22-minute.
You need to make your volume 7 review so I can
We were
watch
always
it.
up against the wall, like, oh my gosh, like where can we shave off time? What can we do in a way that like kills two birds with one stone? Obviously, there were some areas where we did it better than others, but with Neo, it was nice where we could be like, we don't need to show exactly how she got it. We can show her starting point, we can show her ending point, and then with Neo, it's almost more fun to just leave it up to the imagination of the viewer of like, how did she pull that off? Because we know that she did it in a way that was really sick. All that is a long-winded way of saying I thought that was just a super fun, not necessarily a theory, but an example of like sometimes you don't show something to the audience and let them come up with their own story because their own story is going to be way better or have like a nice little
Congratulations, Mao. You learned show
specific
not
detail
tell.
that like they came up with. I think it's really cool. I love that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think storytelling is this very interesting.
That is a good.
thing
That is a good tip. If the audience knows a character can do something, you don't have to show them doing it.
Thing reminded me. This isn't one that actually necessarily thought like we should have done or anything, but do you remember?
Look, if they don't kiss, they're just friends.
In Volume 3, Pyrrha gets in the elevator to go up and talk to Ozpin.
They talk about this in the Volume 3 commentary.
And we just, the expression we had on her face was just like, I think it was like a little bit of like a smirk, and she was just like, oh, okay, and everybody was like, that's Neo.
Yeah, they're like, she looks too mischievous. Like, that's Neo. Pyrrha would never smirk.
They forgot to give Pyrrha a personality, and everybody thought it was a different character.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The little things that, like, there are things that you think as a person that works on a show, or just like any storyteller. Hell, this happens when you are like a DM in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, where you will spend all this time being like, this is definitely going to be the thing that is interesting and that people are going to latch onto. And then there's always something where the audience or your players or whoever is like, what about that thing that you spent absolutely no time thinking about? We're obsessed with that. And you're like, oh my god, jeez. It was the pilot in who flew Weiss around in Volume 4.
Well, he does deserve.
Five.
He does deserve.
Pilot Boy. Pilot Boy. There was the first mate on Blake and Son's ship.
Yep.
Well, Forrest was always going to be like we had him planned from the beginning. He was always going to be an S tier character.
Obviously.
As if they planned anything. No.
Thank you all. Hello. This one I thought was called Boris the Animal. What other animated series would you like to see a?
What the fuck?
What happened? You still there, Fat Man?
Yeah, I'm still there. Okay. My internet better not be dying on me in the middle of this.
There's so many.
I mean, obviously, right? I think we're all.
Twitch is coming after us now.
The main one is the Boondocks. Right.
Yeah, obviously.
Boo.
Hopefully the YouTube drones and the Twitch drones will get into a dog fight.
They're gonna just fight, and they're not gonna be able to take us down.
I'll tell you what, Ruby Rose, if you put a little WD-40 on Crescent Rose there, I think you're going to find you're going to get a lot cleaner of a slice on them Beowulf.
Is it crazy that Hankill and Ruby would actually probably get along pretty well?
They get along great over tools and things.
Yeah. Ruby's like,
everyone would get along with Hankill.
No, hold on. I need to open my notes pad. I need to open my notes pad for something. Okay, notes pad. Here we go.
Oh, no damn. They could have got bought by Disney instead of Viz.
Hank Hill. Nope, not Hank Hill. Hank Hill. Dale Ribble.
I prefer they say Ruby to late.
Boomhauer. Shoot, what's Boomhauer's last name? I'm going to just make it first name.
I always
Boom,
thought he was kind of
Hauer.
like Cher. He didn't have one.
Yeah.
Boomhauer's last name is Boomhauer.
What is
it would be what's his first name?
Boys team name? HG. Because Hank's the leader.
Hold on, now I'm curious. What is Boomhauer's last name? Or first name?
Where Dale thinks he deserves to be leader, and they're gonna fight over it a bit.
Right. Oh shit! Real quick, Hayden established 1999. Thank you for the 5
subs. It's Jeffrey Dexter Boomhauer III.
I'm gonna just let that sit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, hey, can we get best opinions in chat? What would their team name be? Let's do a serious question.
I always thought that was weird how some people just like
Merapi.
They just go by their last name just randomly.
Question.
Yeah.
I always wanted to ask you both.
My Spanish teacher did that. My Spanish teacher called me by my last name.
Write about a character you play yourself.
Tried you following instead of that man?
Yeah.
About it. And for Miles specifically, as voice of Jaune, one of the main characters, he's been through so much growth and trauma. How does this reflect on your writing and acting? Were there times it felt hard knowing that what was to come, or did knowing you play Jaune influence his writing for what he has to do?
This is just a roundabout way of asking
a really
a self-insert question.
Yeah.
The easy part about writing for a character you voice.
Are you interviewing
that?
Yeah, through space and time. Yeah,
you can get the exact performance.
I'm
that you hear
actually
in your head.
everyone
like,
in
whenever I
chat
write
right
the
now.
characters, I always hear
I've got the like
their
Mission
voices, and I hear
Impossible
them the way
setup
that,
with a million keyboards.
I think every writer does. Like, yeah, you hear the voice in your head. And then, of course, when you get into a collaborative setting, you start working with VAs. They're going to bring something different. They're going to bring something that you may not have thought of, that could shed a whole new light on a character.
And that's the beauty. That's what you want.
It's great. It's so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone
I
once
get
told me that,
excited
like, hey,
when there's a read that I was like, oh, I didn't actually think about that. That's like so much better than what I had in my head.
Yeah. And so
Yeah, really good practice. That's why it's good to have like beta
when you're
readers
working
and
in something
editors
collaborative
and
like that,
stuff.
there's that excitement of like, is it going to be something
What
I didn't
you need is
expect,
beta
and,
fan
like, I'm gonna
fiction
be blown away?
writers.
Is it going to be something I didn't expect? Like, oh, maybe we're not going to be able to get quite the read we wanted, because that's like a reality as well. There's just a lot more unknown.
Got Monty's 9 monitors, yeah.
Voice, for better or worse. You're like, I can write this line and I know exactly how I want to hit it.
I do remember us having to
but
go
then
back
those-
a lot, and there was revisions where it was like Jaune was talking about how handsome he was, and how he could do like a lot of push-ups and stuff. And I was like, hey, Mom,
Yeah, he kept going on.
I don't know
about
if Jaune would
PRs.
say this.
I thought he would, you know. I really
Right.
thought he'd be putting up, you know, those.
And it was
those
something we had to
personal
work through
records,
together.
but
Like that was the
we
first
had to
time you
work through it
struck me.
together.
You know, I mean, Neptune.
What you
I feel like doesn't even count.
what you need
Oh, you
is
mean
Raymond.
what-
I mean,
and
it's.
You mean would I actually like
as a person who does a lot of this,
interview these two?
Neptune is almost in a weird way of like, can I actually say this the way I want to?
No,
You know,
honestly, I don't think like
But I feel like
I would want
it's
to
also, it's also a lot easier for us.
Yeah, okay, sorry, Carrie, shut up for a second.
But
Like
we also
I
know
don't
that
really know what I would ask them.
So it's
Like even in this context, like I don't know what I would like put in the chat if I wanted to.
Ranger or Junior, you choose.
I like the thing that I would want to do is go through like watch the show with them and like ask them why they put
Hey, you know what that-
every individual scene in the show.
But yeah, what?
Like that's what I would want to do.
Yeah.
I would want to basically like do a commentary track, but like actually like keep them focused and be like, hey, shut up about your anecdotes. Why did you put this scene in the show? What were you trying to accomplish with this? Like,
yeah, I don't think
I don't
either
think,
of
like,
us would be able to hold our snark back
Yeah.
live, you know.
I don't think an interview would. I mean, like, would be. I wouldn't do it if given the opportunity.
Maybe that's
Sure.
I would
where people are coming from.
rather do something like a watch along, where the commentary track volume 2. Yeah.
Just a series of
Yeah.
questions. JS842-664. I hope that's not like your zip code. What types of moms would Team RWBY be later in life if they wanted to be? I think that's a very sweet question.
I think the easiest one is Yang, because Yang is already, she's played such a motherly role
Right.
to RWBY, and like I think I don't think Yang would actually change them that much. I think she'd
I'm
come
pretty
at
sure
it with the
Yang
same
would be
sort
the
of
worst mother of the
energy that
bunch.
she does, for better or worse, with how she helps
Worse
care
than
for,
Blake?
how she helps care for RWBY when they were a lot younger.
Yeah, I feel like
Blake
Yang
got
is,
that-
like,
She's got the
bringing orange slices to soccer
of like
practice,
yeah, she's just a
but
background
also,
mom.
if the kid doesn't want to go to soccer practice, they're like, too bad. You're going to soccer practice.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hey.
Meanwhile,
Does Remnant have soccer?
they
This-
call it football
Hey,
there.
this is a question from at Carrie Shawcross. Does Remnant have soccer?
They have blitzball.
Okay, chat was asking that. I
Dude,
was about to be
pulled
like,
that card yesterday for Magic the Gathering. I have a Blitzball card now.
Dude, that would get you.
Dude, okay.
They
Hey,
have
anyways,
Blitzball.
so we'll just talk
Goddamn.
about that.
They're Final
no,
Fantasy
hold
10
on.
now.
Hold on. Weiss.
Yeah.
Weiss.
Yeah.
I think Weiss is going to go full on gentle parenting. I think it's
Ve-
after,
very
after
opposite.
experiencing, yes, huge pendulum swing from
Yeah.
Weiss.
Yeah.
But I think like there's a 1 in 100 chance where she like snaps and she's like, because I said so.
Yang raised
Sure.
RWBY, and look at how
Yeah.
she turned out.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I
she-
definitely think there's
she drank the tea.
I definitely think there's moments of like you know.
Yeah, and I think
Like,
Ruby
do you
would
wanna
wind
do
up
piano lessons?
raising
And the boy would
Yang's
be like,
kids.
no,
in
and West would be like, okay, that's fine, and she'd go in the other room and be like, but it's okay, you know. Once you do it, I think you know, yeah. Do you now this is a little serious. Could you see maybe at first Yang being a little helicoptery because of
how Ruby turned out?
Like,
I could see that actually.
I think she would recognize it, right? But I could see that happening early on, of being a little like, I have to be there all of the time.
Yeah.
Right. Part of the
Yeah,
question:
I
did
could
they
see
go to
that.
therapy before?
No,
they had these
absolutely.
kids?
So it
That's a
would.
great question.
So first of all, it would be
That's
Bumblebee.
it.
So Yang and Blake would be raising them
Ruby.
together. Blake would be helicopter.
Man.
Yang
the
would just
PJ
be
Masks
like,
for
"All right,
this
time to
one.
swim." Catapult into the ocean.
Skeleton.
That's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
David.
That's 100%
pulled
accurate.
7 and 8 reviews
100%.
when eventually
I think
they'll come out. I promise.
Ruby is the mom.
I haven't
that's
forgotten.
7
she's
will
really
happen
trying to downplay
before the heat death of the universe.
that,
8,
like,
don't know about that one. Yeah,
Look,
probably
yeah,
you're gonna
if
have to
you
wait till
think
the
the
next.
heat death of the universe can stop me.
And like some stuff. Like, you don't want to hear about that. Like, let's talk about you. Like, I think Ruby would be very much like, because Ruby was like, she got into Beacon early. Ruby's like, so much attention has been on
I wish
her.
Yang
And like,
kept
as a mom, she's like, nope,
her.
I don't want any more attention about her. It's all
Rinson
about my child.
Inabad
And then-
says, "I wish Yang kept her unflappable party mom
She's actually,
attitude
like,
even when she was
like,
horribly
really
depressed.
for her. And
Not
Ruby's
like,
that's
oh,
true.
characters can't even feel bad, but like, I hate how they handled
They're so
characters
cool.
having breakdowns. Like,
Obviously,
oh,
they-
everything's totally fine mode, and hitting up bars and people
Maybe not great.
inappropriately. Absolutely.
Blake.
Yeah,
That
because see,
would've
that's
been
that's what I liked in Dust
Blake is
Queen.
interesting.
That
Blake is
Yang was so
I'm trying to think, it's not
party
Blake,
mom again.
but where it's like
Well, but that was before.
It's kinda like very-
when
She still
Blake's
had both
kid
of her
is-
arms in
when
Dust
Blake's
Queen,
going through that
right?
phase where they're saying no to
Mhm.
everything. Blake's like,
What are you saying, Batman? Maternal instincts is stored in the elbow.
I feel like Blake would be very big
Uh,
on not treating them
what
as
are
a
you
kid,
talking
just treating
about?
them like a person,
yeah,
Unflappable Party Mom,
Very-
even
I
when she
love
was
that.
horribly depressed.
you know.
That happened in Volume 4
100%.
after
Yeah.
she got her arm cut off.
That's a great question.
So those events didn't happen to her in Dust Queen.
This is just another way I
Did
can
they?
roast you real quick, Miles. Poorly drawn.
Did I?
kids.
Wait, am I just?
No, that's what I
Am
was.
am I just losing
No,
my
that-
mind?
My question: does it?
No, I was saying that's why I like Dust Queen, because they brought that back.
And is it brown?
But those events didn't. Wait, hold
I'll say
on.
this. Just
Uh,
yesterday, I did have the best fish and chips with mushy peas that I have had.
I mean, the fish and chips
and
part's great.
Dust Queen happens around
I
Volume
had
2.
shit fish and chips. Sorry, we don't swear on the Ruby stream.
What was that?
Yeah.
I've had plenty of bad fish and chips.
It's an ad.
Yeah, she still had her arms.
Yeah, okay, she still had her arm in Dust Queen, so
There were more
she wouldn't
things
have
that
gone
looked
through the
than
depressive
cheese.
phase
There was also
that
seasoning, and that was great.
Renson is talking
Oh,
about.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they just
I
get
know.
that?
I know. They just got it
Yeah.
here. Which
I'm getting some
I wanna be
feedback
very
on the
clear,
stream.
I am half British, so I'm allowed to say these jokes.
He's allowed to do this.
You're
okay,
getting
genuine question,
feedback?
though. What is your?
Yeah, I'm getting like some sort of
American
static.
food that you miss the most?
That's
Oh my god, it's
Weird.
Tex-Mex. Oh my god,
Yeah.
Carrie, it's like cheese enchiladas with a
Are you sure it's just
gravy,
not?
refried
you know,
beans,
Uh,
Mexican rice,
Yeah.
and like fluff.
is it like coming from me or
Yeah,
is it coming
it's
from
good.
like the stream? Does it
I
still?
think
Have...
it's coming from the stream. Okay, it's gone.
That's because I muted the stream. I think it's from the stream.
Oh, okay.
Bread shells that are flat at the bottom, so they sit up.
Yeah, it's from the stream.
Yeah.
Nah, dog, I'm making my own tortillas now,
Nice.
and I finally got the recipe right. I've been trying a bunch of different ones.
Hey, Axel
it's
05.
Well, no,
in with the neighbors, and I've been making them tortillas.
Yeah, I mean,
They're like,
I-
"Hi,
yeah,
I'm a
the-
Latin
the-
American. Please
The
accept me
volume,
into your land."
the Fall of Beacon hasn't
And,
happened in
Have they
Dust Queen,
reciprocated at all, or
but
is that
that's
more...
doesn't
They have.
validate my
my
point
God,
of like,
hold on.
I'm glad they
Yeah.
have.
I don't know why
Yang
they say
back
right
to
here. You're not
party
going
mom.
I'm
right.
lying.
But they didn't.
Don't tell me what to do.
But they didn't
Now I
bring
wanna
anything back
Hey, that
because
was
she
nice.
never
How's
lost
going?
it. She didn't
I'm
lose
going
it in
through
between
this.
volumes 1 and 2. She
Very
lost it in
artificial.
between
This is just what it's
volumes
like
3 and
walking
4
out, so you're kinda
because of the events
Yeah,
of the Fall of
but
Beacon.
still-
So they didn't bring anything
Plug
back.
the websites.
Yeah, you can go to streamly.com/ruby, streamly.com/carryshawcross.
I mean, I think you're just overthinking what I said. I'm just glad that's in the Dust Queen
if you don't see something you like,
canon
let us know
of
what you would like
Yang
to see
has
on there.
party
And
mom
we'll
energy.
work on getting it up.
Oh,
Miles,
yeah.
Like, I'm glad they
back to
didn't
you.
leave that out.
Also, we can sign our prints in our stores and send them to you, or we can also do things where we'll do our own live streams and we can sign them.
I'm glad Dust Queen is good. Like, I don't know how else.
Fair enough.
I mean,
hey, I'm look. I'm being real. I've never done one. I've never.
Hey, Axel says, "What are you doing? That lobster seems familiar."
Yes, I am familiar.
You would.
And with that, I will stop answering questions now and make you pay for them. What did you?
Oh, wait, they're done answering questions? Yeah.
No, I think that was a joke. That'd be kind of lame.
Good night, everybody.
Was one question that they didn't really answer, and one question about a hypothetical future season that'll never exist.
We wanted to get you a little something too. Now, what do you think this is?
No, I'm not gonna say anything. I just want a moment. I need a moment.
What?
So this was full.
What?
When was this given to you?
Is that squirrel juice?
Last weekend? Yeah.
Okay, so
You just drinking
6
juice?
days, maybe a week.
Squirrel.
Juice squirrels?
Is that 1 liter?
Squirrel piss?
Probably, maybe.
I don't know.
That's a squirrel.
That's 14. That's the result of 14 squirrels put through a blender.
Like vanilla extract.
Put through an industrial juice presser.
Expressing beaver anal glands.
I do. Yeah.
Do the faces in Dust Queen feel
I
sort of
assume that's what you got going on there.
I mean,
don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that intentionally.
Nobody. There's actually
to make like because 2D animation is way more expressive than 3D animation. So if they do the animation in 3D and then go back and do like faces in 2D, it seems like a lot of work, but it also seems like a lot of work for a good cause.
It is funky.
It's beer.
So maybe they did that intentionally.
My neighbors went to some week-long beer festival. And they
it's some sort of beer.
A proper beer.
Squirrel beer.
That I drink
Squirrel beer.
And it's funky.
Yeah.
Tell you what, it's good. And it was a
very. Isn't Dust Queen traditionally animated? No, it's 3D animated.
One of the funniest gifts I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, please, when you're
apparently, one of the animators is actually possessed by Monty.
That's 100% something we would have had at the office. Just like one of our desks.
I tuned into the Jack stream with the entire crew.
No, cool.
Because, yeah. And they were telling the story of like, we just show up one day and the animator would have like 90% of the episode done. Be like, y'all figure out the
rest. Actively killing you.
Squirrel Girl joins RWBY. I mean, they already have Green Lantern, right?
You have an initial problem.
Yeah.
What's up?
Just that it is actively killing you.
Yes. It is actively killing you, yeah. As can, you know what? Cheeseburger.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay. It's all good under the hood, man.
See,
if you want to have your steak well done, go for it. If you want your beer room
it's all good
fine.
Under the hood.
Don't force it on me.
Sure.
But I'm not going to be here in yuck your yums, okay? Put ketchup on things that I wouldn't put ketchup on. I'm not eating it. Go for it.
My dad, anytime we go to a steak restaurant,
put ketchup on your pasta salad.
He says,
I thought you were gonna say put ketchup on your prostate for a second.
Which is, they'll say, "Do you want A1?"
I was like, "Where's this going?" Oh, okay.
Yeah. Put ketchup on your popcorn.
That's such a dad. That's such a
dad. It's very funny. It's very good.
Listen. I know we all have fun here, but let's not get crazy.
Put ketchup on your M&Ms.
See, there you go.
Every second after that, it diminishes in value. So I try and eat.
They're probably like, a good job, but you should animate 100% of it for free.
If I pick up a fry and it's like room temp, I might just not. Let's answer another question. Hey, let's answer from digital.
Because that with Monty dude, no, Monty did not work for free.
I'm pretty sure he got paid.
Very
God, I hope he got paid.
Rick, Carrie Miles. Hey guys, Rick from RWBY. Are there any characters considered one-off that you would like to write for again?
Oh my God, talk. Yep. 1,000 times talk.
Yep.
It's either Talk or Sienna Khan.
Okay.
Like,
Talk is the crocodile who cut out Maria's eyes.
And Sienna Khan is the woman they killed immediately after introducing.
Talk is an interesting. So Talk and Sienna Khan are interesting for two reasons. Sienna Khan,
the woman they killed specifically so that Adam could have reverse character development.
That like we could have done differently and better. But hey, you know what? Yeah. Learning moments.
Yeah. But I think. Wait, can I say to that real quick?
No, I know.
No, please.
Just to, like. I hope people understand this, and let me know. I think that I'm speaking for you, but tell me if I'm not. I feel so incredibly fortunate that we were given the opportunity to work on RWBY, and I feel like ourselves and many members of the team have had this amazing opportunity to grow with the show, and we've learned so much. And I think I always just want to tell when people when we get comments, it's like, I can't believe they did this. It's like, yeah, we didn't know, we learned. We would have done this a little bit differently now too. We're not sitting here saying this is the best thing ever, but we're very proud of it still, right? Right.
I'm happy they're happy, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Like, we figured it out.
But where did those decisions come from in the first
I can't
place?
think of a single episode that I wouldn't have done something different on. Whether it's big or small, every episode I would have done a little bit differently. But it also is this like kind of like time capsule, right? It is this like learning experience that we had and we got to share with people. So I don't know. I think that's what makes it special. But I don't know. I want to say, anyways. Speaking of stuff,
thank you for that. No, I love that. I love that. I couldn't have said it better. Talk though is such an interesting one because going back to talking about how like RWBY was always a show.
Fatman doesn't stream that much. I stream every Monday.
Fighting against its runtime.
And then sometimes randomly, like this.
Maria Calavera, we need to understand her backstory. We now learn that she's the Grim Reaper. Apparently, this is a big deal to the people of Remnant, but like the audience.
If you want us to stream more, consider donating to the stream.
Show her. Yeah. Cool. And that was one of the most like that was a really fun writing challenge. Like, hey, we have one sequence where we can show off how cool this lady is. Like, okay, what are we gonna do? And we don't have the budget to do a really, really long fight sequence. It has to be short. Like, this is the worst case scenario. But it was those constraints that led to, okay, well, if the fight has to be short, then that needs to be the main gimmick of the fight, is that it is this crazy fight that is going to happen in like under 60 seconds. Right. And that led to like, okay, what if we had someone whose semblance was they're invincible for like 60 seconds, second hand, clock, the crocodile from Peter Pan with the ticking clock side. And then then again, going back to like collaboration with people, then Art gets their hands on that idea and it's like, oh my gosh, she should look like this, and like we can get like
okay, so if your anime is based around doing a lot of fighting, you really should have
that I like
everything built around making those fights long and interesting.
I think we really did a good job with that.
Really,
the whole team really showed up and made the Grim Reaper look as cool as she deserved.
You know, it's interesting about that because the Talk being invincible for 60 seconds thing was like the wrong way to handle that fight because she did not fight like she was invincible. She kept her distance most of the time. She let her henchmen do a lot of the work. She didn't like just rush in and not worry about taking hits. She's like the fight being short was like completely inconsequential to like her semblance. And they do that a lot. Like especially with like Hazel until like volume 7. Like
Briston says again, RWBY fandom back then reminds me of the Has-Been fandom now. Fun fact, it's all the same fandom. It's just a torch that gets passed along.
Bam. I got a question.
Yeah.
Oh, there was something before that. Yeah, I won't crap on them for being proud. I just like Has-Been, and I really just like the fan base. But I'm really glad that something original is made in a super hostile economy and industry. Oh yeah, 100%.
I think that it is fairly common for people to be able to read in Remnant. But of course, much like our world, I think it really depends on like
I prefer
stuff, like
honest
where
bad work
I am sure there
over
who
over
are like
soulless
living
corporate slot
outside of the main
any day.
capitals. Who their whole thing is like.
Are they talking about people in Remnant not being able to read?
Not everybody in their tribe can read.
Sure.
But I think that for most
of
them, I do think most people in Remnant understand the value of being able to read and how like it is worth learning to do.
I missed what the question was.
If you are outside of those capitals,
yeah, where were we looking when this?
Be able to survive out here, reading maps, reading signs to like nearby places. Like, yeah, I think that is the thing that most people try to do.
And then, I mean, I would say it's pretty comparable to present day here. And then, you know, and then the ones that maybe can't. I mean, I still think that, you know, there are ways of storytelling or spreading information that are not reading and writing. But also, Grim Blacksmith, no need to apologize. I just wanted to clarify for you. But yeah, that's a good question. I like that.
I mean, I guess like if your entire society
there's a bird right outside my window
is coexisting with monsters that destroy every man-made structure.
I don't know if you can hear her. Wait, maybe your cat can hear my bird.
That was okay. That felt like it should have been a more interesting question because, you know, art can elicit a lot of emotions from people, but that would be a very bad thing in Remnant. You know, like you wouldn't have sad poetry in Remnant. That just wouldn't exist. Everyone who wrote sad poetry would get eaten, and all of their customers eaten. You know, like.
And then there's some.
It seems like they completely. They're like, oh, they can read signs. It's like, no, talk about fucking art, you incompetent boobs.
You're getting a quest for the cat. If you could form that in a question, please, then we can address it.
She left. She didn't want to be a part of the.
We will not be able to answer
function.
I wish Twitch would let you pause and then not like just jump the stream forward.
The other really good one, if this helps jog memory, is the great one.
The gray one.
The Kira figure, the Kira plushie.
Oh, the great one. Yes, the terrible piece of RWBY merchandise.
Yeah.
Wait, do people know about the RWBY body pillow that was cursed?
I don't know. Hey, do y'all know that somebody at some point tried to make a...
Oh, yeah, just reveal forbidden knowledge. All right.
It was really weird.
It was really bad for two reasons. One, I want us to sell a RWBY body pillow. This is me at that time. I don't know. I want us to sell a RWBY body pillow.
I don't particularly. Yeah.
Ruby Rose getting murked by Beowulfs in her mother's graves because she read sad poetry.
Right. We have sold body pillows.
Yeah, we have sold body pillows.
But RWBY the character.
Rival says thanks for the second damage I get. Welcome.
But it was also that like this person.
No refunds.
Will not be named. They didn't do the thing where it's like a body.
Molly, can you please describe? Can you please describe what everybody in the world knows as a body pillow? Go ahead.
It's just a long pillow.
Oh, here.
It's like it's a very long, regular.
You see it? You see it at the edge of the screen?
Pillow.
Right.
Maybe it's a little thinner, but it's very
thinner.
That's where you took the image of Miles you always use.
Yeah.
And then you flip it over.
It's the forbidden knowledge. I can't put the whole thing on screen because a lot of these pillows aren't safe for work.
Look, sometimes
you can see this, right?
Part A, part B.
Part A is part B.
You know.
So that's not what this person prototyped and brought into the animation studio that day. What they brought in was like, imagine. Oh, God,
does he still have it?
All right.
No,
so
he
here's me, right?
Yeah.
I'm RWBY Rose. I'm like, hi, I'm RWBY Rose. Now, cut me out.
Yep.
Cut this silhouette
like a gingerbread man.
Like a gingerbread man, and
I feel like there was a last-minute shift to make Ribbon an abusive mom.
And then go,
yeah, because she was just
the RWBY body pillow, guys. What do you think?
Absent mom at first.
Happy Squirrel
Insane. Insane.
So we were like immediately like no for multiple reasons. I don't think we had to fight that one very hard.
For all of the reasons.
However, Do you remember
He
what we
looked
did
like
with that?
Cactar.
It was
I
actually
had
very
that exact
helpful
thought.
after that.
Oh my god, yes, tell the story.
We kept it in the mocap stage, and anytime
Boom.
somebody needed to do like a little fall, nothing crazy. We had actual like crash mats, but if you just needed to like drop to your knee, or even if you're just like you were like kneeling for a while in the mocap stage, you would just be kneeling on this sample RWBY body pillow.
Yeah, I was telling you.
Bless her.
So you know, in some ways, I'm really glad that she was in our lives.
Winston says, yeah,
Just like-
it
much
was
like the Great
telling
One.
the
So
we have to
much like the
talk
Great
scene
One.
ended on a cliffhanger.
There was a question a
Also,
little bit
her
ago that was
saving
really
Yang
funny,
and then being
which
like,
was, okay,
I hate
so
you, daughter, made no
Petaverse
sense.
semblance.
Yeah, nothing in RWBY was
someone
planned
were-
ever.
If someone
They
were
just
to
went by
take
the seat of their
2
pants.
jars
Well, it was
in
the
middle of her
everybody
pedal
gets
burst and go,
one, right?
and then close both
Like
jars.
that was their
Of pedal.
explanation for
What would
that.
happen? And
Even
I'm
people
gonna
she
give
doesn't
you
know.
an opportunity to answer that, but I do know the right answer.
My right answer
Okay.
is my also correct answer is depending on which part was grabbed. She might like, oh, I don't know math now. That was the math
Wait,
part of me.
It's really good.
Oh, there's
Wait,
my
what?
hand. Where's my hand, guys? What's your
Um,
correct answer?
Well, that's actually the origins of RWBY Chibi.
There you go.
That's how she came to be.
Yeah.
And then she willed the rest. The rest of it is just her machinations in her mind. Is like, well, I'm small Ruby now. I'm RWBY Chibi now. I'm gonna come up with some little adventures for me and my friends to go on while I'm trapped forever in this little jar.
Did you ever watch
Also,
RWBY
go back to the
Chibi?
pill,
RWBY Chibi was
Mel
great.
just posted,
RWBY Chibi was better
or
than
if you're
regular
tearing and
RWBY.
need something to attack. So yeah, if you needed a punch,
Oh yeah, that's right. You did
we
an
were-
analysis
You know,
of
that-
their
that really went through a
choreography
lot.
in one of your videos.
In a way, it's kind of like how you see sets from the pictures from the sets of Sonic the
Oh
Hedgehog.
my
movie style,
god,
they have,
it
like, the
was a
little shadow of the
block
hedgehog.
followed by a parry.
It's like, yeah, we just had Ruby the not body pillow on there.
I just got kind of actually sad for a second. I don't
Oh,
Sean
remember
being
that
an
body
incel in
pillow.
RWBY Chibi.
Sean,
Oh,
Yeah, as
man.
opposed
I was not going
As
to bring it
opposed to
home
regular
into
RWBY.
my domicile.
No, and that
Uh,
was right of you. That was right of you.
That might be in a dumpster.
I mean, he canonically had like women
Oh,
just
man.
like lusting after him.
Um,
Yeah.
Like the
I've
whole
seen this
mom
question a lot.
brigade was
Uh,
like, "Oh, you're a growing
So I
boy."
apologize. And I've been asked. I did a RWBY Aerophil like way forward Q&A. Miles, is Chibi Fat Nora your favorite character? And obviously, if when you say yes, expand on to why.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
It's just good. Fun.
Gosh.
I mean, of course, RWBY
It's just
Chibi
good cartoon
was
American
better.
fun, you know.
All
It's just good
alternatives
fun.
to RWBY are
Every
superior to
alternative to
canon.
RWBY is better.
You know?
RWBY Chibi was so much fun, man.
Fat Nora.
I'm just like
Fat Nora.
the Junior
Yeah,
Detective
that's
bit was always
a
really
cheapy
fun.
year joke.
Just you and Michael having a lot of fun with those characters.
I think somebody could
Um,
probably go do the math on this. I think Junior Detective Neptune has had more screen time than Neptune.
Probably, yeah.
And honestly, I'm so okay with that. I'm so
Ooh.
okay with that.
On the subject of RWBY Chibi, Grim Blacksmith asks, "Hi, genuine question: which character would you love to see in RWBY Chibi?"
Ooh.
Yeah, man.
What characters weren't in RWBY Chibi?
Because it's
Probably
like, okay,
fat-
I mean, a lot of like the one-off
Sorry.
characters.
Yeah, I just want to see more of her.
the question that so this is actually this is a very fun question, but to give it more of an interesting like behind the scenes answer,
Glinda and Ironwood.
when we were working on RWBY Chibi,
Were neither of them in?
season we wanted to add,
No,
like, a few
Glinda
more
was
characters to
definitely
the
in RWBY
cast.
Chibi.
Where we always started from was, okay, well, what sort of character archetypes do we already have covered?
Sure.
What types of jokes can we already make with the characters that we have, and what characters would bring us like different angles? So again, like Neo is like her and Roman Torchwood were like
Right.
Wile E. Coyote. Like that was their whole thing. Like she's talking with the signs. It's a lot of visual gags. And so like that was something that was really unique to Neo's character that only she could bring to RWBY Chibi.
Mhm.
And so like Klein, I think, made it in there
Yep.
towards the end, right? And it was like, oh yeah, we can have him swapping between his different personalities. That's something really interesting. We essentially have one character that can become 7 different characters if we need him to be.
And
So
there were
that
some
Klein gave us a lot of
characters
info about.
like Marapi just threw out Chibi Salem that we didn't want to do because we didn't want to take our big bad scary villain and have them like slip on a banana peel and bump their head and like kind of like undercut that a little bit. So there is this kind of
because
like,
they are cowards.
Give and take, and like we do kind of have to think about them in like the show as well.
That's a really.
Did they though?
Yeah. So like
they had Salem in there. I don't know how silly they got with her. Right? I don't think they did.
We need.
I don't think they did Ironwood.
The Shaggy of RWBY.
Confirmed. They don't want their villains losing. That's a generally good idea. Don't have your villains lose every time.
This is hard because I feel like we got a lot.
If your villains really lose every time, then they're not.
We did get a lot of. Really
I mean, then they're not really there for a reason, are they?
We did not get Oscar.
Oscar, I think, could be
good.
RWBY Chibi sounds like having the cat dude reciting the Lord Dear God speech.
Oscar in RWBY Chibi. If we're making RWBY Chibi now, we added Oscar to the cats, and not just because of his. Okay, here's where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Do you know that that meme of like the?
Yeah, but Cinder is a joke.
Like an internet joke now.
Cinder is like
the guy doing the plucky shonen anime protagonist voice. I think having someone like that.
Yeah, Cinder's exactly the point. Like, don't have him lose every time.
Oh gosh, I like just like fanboying out over everybody around him. Like, I'm gonna do my best, and he does just always get hurt because bless you, Oscar Pine. You do just always get hurt.
If you ever want to have some fun, just when you're around your friends or your significant other or whatever, just start thinking out loud in that voice and see how long that relationship that you have with that person remains, because it's very good.
Is he talking about like your own internal monologue being like the shonen protagonist dubbed voice?
For sure.
Hey, at least your internal monologue isn't the harem protagonist.
The apple cheek sweetheart that takes completely shit up. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea
I think
that
to myself
like
in the Tenchi Muyo voice.
John would see him and be like, finally, someone I can bully.
No! Don't think to yourself as Rand. Don't do that.
Yeah. Would like fully embarrass John in front of everybody. He'd be like, I guess there's a new king in town.
Yeah. And at the very end, like everybody leaves and Oscar just looks at him and goes and does like this thing to John. He goes.
I got here's a cool question from Astro Vada. Astro Ivada? You know your name. Have there been people trying to steal stuff from Beacon since the fall with like a 50-50 chance they actually make it out alive or something? I love that. Yeah. I 100% think so. I think I think those people are crazy. Like,
talk like what would they, or like
what would they want to get from Beacon?
Pencils.
Was Glinda's actress? I think Glinda's actress was fired before RWBY Chibi came out.
Maybe
I mean, theoretically there would be like training weapons.
Oh, Glinda's.
I was gonna say
Glinda was that fired?
I could also see.
She was.
See there being a part of Beacon that has like.
Was there a reason, or
she got fired after?
Hey, here's this ancient weapon from this really famous battle against this.
Do you remember the gaming news show that they did, The Wire or whatever it was called? The I forgot what it was called, but Kathleen was like, I've been here since day one and I never got my own show, and then this girl comes in, marries the boss, and then gets a show immediately, and they were like, well, you're fired. So
harsh.
I think that was definitely before RWBY Chibi came out, because RWBY Chibi came out around volume 3. Or after volume 3, I think.
There was a reason Glinda never appeared on the show again after volume 3. Was that really it?
Yeah. Well, she appeared in volume 7, but I don't think she had lines. Or yeah, she was in that montage after RWBY did her little like "Hi guys" speech. You know, then they showed Glinda, but like she didn't speak.
If you got a question, please throw it out. We obviously can't answer every single question. I meant this at the beginning, but y'all have actually been very chill. But if your question is, will this happen? The answer is watch.
What do you mean watch?
Y'all have
Watch
actually been
what,
good.
Carrie?
I appreciate it.
What? Volume 10 win! Volume 10 win!
I'm remembering why.
Everyone go to their chat now and just spam Volume 10 win.
Magister Syrian? Siren?
I wonder if they have banned the term Volume 10 and they just auto mute you if you type that.
Miles Luna asks,
Anyway,
what was the most difficult scene to write?
go spam that.
Yeah.
Wait, you asked?
I was joking. I was saying as if I knew it as my own name. No, Magister Syrian asked, what was the hardest? I did a bad joke. What was the hardest scene to write?
I'm interested in this.
Oh.
I think
because I
for me
wonder
as
if it was a good
whole,
scene.
One of the harder things that I did more like solo was the Cinder backstory episode. Just because it was a lot to do in a relatively short amount of time, and you know, we had to be really conscious of assets, and yeah, that's one that like I'm really happy with how it turned out, but I definitely would have loved to do another pass at it.
Does the entirety of the Atlas arc count?
Yeah, I mean that like.
Okay, so it turns out the hardest thing to write were the worst things they did. Great, good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So many things.
Yeah, so
and then like we
like
had
the
some plans, and then for production reasons.
because it is
reasons
my
beyond anyone's
understanding
control,
the
those
Cinder
plans had to
background,
change. So then
the
there were,
Cinder
like,
background
huge
story
rewrites
was
that had to be
just
done.
like
Oh,
they just
man.
showed it.
Okay, it was like during the
Like there was just an entire episode where it's like, hey, here's
there was
Cinder's
like a
background.
whole
Yeah.
subplot
Backstory.
It was all one
that
episode,
had
and
to
I
just
don't think
get
there was any
scrapped. There was like
dialogue.
a giant grim tentacle that like burst out of Mantle that like grabbed on to Atlas
Yeah.
and was like trying to pull it down.
Well, we had like
And,
the wave of Grim like shoot up still,
Yeah,
but there was like a whole like combat scene around that.
it was like essentially.
Remember, they were scared to have the right volume
what's
4
going on with Monstra
with the RWBY team
And then
separated.
there was also like the Mantle side of the fight.
Yes.
And I think that it was like a lot to do with the Happy Huntresses.
And the Aesops, I think.
I want to say there was like a thing where it's like the Happy Huntresses and the Aesops are going to work together to do this thing. Yeah, this is like a lifetime ago.
It's so hard to
but
remember.
I remember there was gonna be this whole plan where, because I think the line was still in one of the early chapters of like, wasn't there like there was like a dust refinery or something down in Mantle, and there was gonna be this thing of like, yeah, all this dust that they've been mining, they were gonna have to use it and do something with the dust to the Grim Arm. It was like freeze it and shatter it or burn. I don't know. But it was
I
like
think that was the
this
plan.
whole
Yeah, they're gonna
thing.
And it again, very
Not
cool.
anymore.
But didn't have time for it, and we realized it wasn't necessary. It would have been nice, but we had to make some cuts like that. I saw it.
So the hardest thing to write was stuff that they didn't write, which I suppose is a fair way to answer that question, but it's also avoidance, you know?
I've lost it. Also, if you have any non-RWBY questions, we'll answer anything. We don't care.
I checked
Hey, what was
Twitch
your
chat. They're
favorite
all
scene,
making
right?
Fat Nora 8
Right,
Volume
or
10 jokes
Whatever.
when people ask for Volume 10. Spam harder.
Man,
Just spam 10 win. 10 win.
Volume
which I was
10,
kinda
Fat
sad. I thought I
Chibi
could
Nora.
go back through and relook at stuff. I mean, I like.
Any idea why there was a hole
really happy
in
with how
Mantle's wall by Volume 7?
Ironwood Watts fight turned out.
Oh, that
Because
was sick.
it's because
was
they
really
don't
fun.
fund public services.
Like, actually,
No, I read one of the questions
I
in
don't know,
chat.
what about you?
This one right here. Can you see it? It says, any idea why there was a hole in Mantle's wall by Volume 7?
That was so much
It's like,
fun.
Oh yeah.
That was so much fun. The Applebee's stuff
Neglect.
was, like, I've always really liked doing kind of like spooky horror stuff. I've never gotten to write a full on horror thing before. That's like the closest I've ever gotten.
The
to do
internet
that.
always wins.
And, that was just a
10 win
blast.
edition.
Man, Volume 6 was so much fun. There was just something like the team was back together. It was a very pared down cast, and like that's really, I really feel like that was in those days, like that was really our sweet spot of like I feel like we were really good at that, and getting to return to that
they introduce a million characters and trim it down, and they were like, yes.
So fun.
Look at this. Look how good we did. And then Volume 7 comes around, and they introduce like 10 new ones.
More recently, but
is chat getting any like static feedback, or is that just me over Discord?
Of Volume 1 turned out.
I mean, Miles's mic is bad quality.
The actual like writing.
Is that what you're hearing?
Script of
maybe
basically RWBY up until she met Weiss. I was just really happy with how that turned out because it was way more description than we normally have.
Like, it was actually painful for a second there.
Oh, sorry about that.
Doing that, I remember.
My favorite, one of my favorite "I'm proud of myself" stickers goes to the joke that I wrote for the Curious Cat, which was "I sense a butt approaching." I was very pleased with that. That's one
I remember. Yeah, you wrote that. I was like, "There's no way that one." I know it's like it's a joke, but there's no way that's getting cut for time. That's gonna.
Okay, but is Carrie not hearing it?
Maybe he's just used to it.
This is from
what changes
Adam.
Would you make? Oh, man.
Yeah, Adam plays a game 1, 2, 3. What changes would you make in past volumes if you could? Man, 1 is difficult.
So many changes.
I think this is because it's so near. It's a little bit easier for me to think about. It's less
what
about
changes they would make to
and more
who?
of just like how
in any past volume
stuff of like RWBY taking the T.
Is it the T?
Again,
the best part
would have changed, but I think we could have framed some things a little bit better to get our point across.
Maybe don't make Adam a fascist dog whistle.
But like,
no, they definitely would change that.
The one that keeps coming to mind is like the SDC brand on Adam's face.
Oh,
like there were some times where we were just like, okay, he's got this scar that he got from being abused through like a hate crime, and like if it was just like a scar, then like there's no like, okay, what's been underneath Adam's mask all the time? It was just a scar. You don't get much more than a scar. So it was like, okay, what's a scar that would communicate a lot more about like where he got this scar from and maybe why? And so it was like, oh, like SDC, people know that the SDC is really crappy. People in Atlas are racist. And like blah blah blah. And so it was like that.
Okay, but
like,
why did Adam have to be the one scar?
And then, understandably, what it went to was like,
what? That's actually worse,
like,
because at first it's just like Adam sees his people being oppressed, so he rises up. But now he's the personal victim.
And it was like, no,
you can only stand for civil rights if you're personally abused by the system.
I mean, they did go out of their way to make him a bad guy.
World building in places,
sure.
Less exposition in some areas, more exposition in other areas.
Just like there's just like to reflect a little bit more before.
How do you think an interaction between Adam and RWBY would have went?
You know.
Yeah.
Do you mean how would they have written it, or how it should have gone? Like how would we write it?
This won't be it, but just from Pretzel Forte, Miles, will you be getting a fat Chibi Nora tattoo?
Larger and more nuanced. It would have a lot of slurs.
I have to show you what's on my back.
How they have. How would they have written
favorite
RWBY
fairy tale?
RWBY versus Adam. How would they have written that?
Like a fairy tale from the world of RWBY.
I want to make sure I get the title of it right.
I think it would have just been RWBY would have been a goody two shoes and not actually challenged the
she probably would have been mad about Yang's arm. Probably would have framed her interaction completely around
that Eugene wrote. For the fairy tale.
Yang.
I really enjoyed.
The Grim Child was a fun one as well.
Grim Child was a very good one.
I love the spooky stuff, man.
I think the correct way to do it is to believe that RWBY believes that humans are acting towards equality.
We're about it.
Even though they probably wouldn't be. And I say that because that's how a lot of like white liberals see modern day racism. That like, oh yeah, we're all working towards equality, when in reality the power structure is being designed to maintain the power structure.
It's easy for us. It's just us talking.
Yeah, I don't even think RWBY would.
And
acknowledge
and just,
that there was a failure.
Are you hearing the static? Because it's getting to a very annoying point for me.
And
I don't
purchase anything. That'd be great.
I'm not hearing the static.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me try.
If you'd be so inclined, that would be awesome. But we're just happy to be here and talk.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it still blows my mind. It is forever blown my mind that anybody cared about RWBY ever, because to me, RWBY will always be that thing where we were in our early 20s and going, this would be fun to do.
Yep.
I guess let's do it. And then people went,
okay, I think that fixed it.
Oh, okay, good.
I don't know.
And we went,
really?
Let me bring my
your hat. That so many years later, there's still people out there that talk about it on forums and do fan art and do their own like cosplay and all that stuff. It's still just like
it's weird that Salem's party and the White Fang interacted like one time.
Always be proud to have been a part of.
Oh yeah, that's another thing, because Salem was trying to manipulate the White Fang into doing.
It's great. It's been super great. So yeah, thanks to everybody who came to show up. Like Harry said.
Oh, was that it?
The whole reason this got put on is because of the folks at Streamily. Started pulling folks from RWBY together and saying like, hey, this could be a cool thing. We think people might like it. So shout out to Streamily. Again, you can go to the RWBY store, streamily.com/RWBY if you'd like. And then, I guess so for if you do decide to like, you want to grab a print or something. Some of those things, like we mentioned,
so like now they're in
signings on camera and do video messages and stuff like that. So,
is the hat back?
No,
the hat's not back.
It's not.
We'll probably be doing individual streams or to do those signings and stuff like that. I'm not on social media as much as I used to, but
so did Adam know about Salem? I don't think so.
I doubt it.
I don't really go to Twitter anymore.
How exactly did Adam see out of the blindfold in Volume 6? He was just that badass.
I think it's like
Adam knew where he was because he knew where he wasn't.
You can go and check us out.
No, I think like the actual like explanation is that like he extended his aura out in front of him and he could like feel where he was. So
it just wasn't that thick of a blindfold.
It's just like it's like when your hair's in front of your face and you can kind of see through it.
But yeah, you can.
It's like wearing pantyhose over your head.
Yeah.
It obscures your face, but doesn't
every once in a while
obscure your vision. Creason says, white liberal writing. I mean, given they equate catgirls to black dudes, gay dudes, and trans dudes, they were also like, but violence is never the answer.
Yeah, very white liberal writing about that. Like, they can have Yang watch Cardin, like, physically abuse Velvet and be like, man, what a lame thing to happen in this school for cops. Like, what the fuck?
So, thank you all. This has been great, and we will see you another time.
Bye, everybody.
Oh God, where's?
Oh, they're bailing out. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, how long has it been? Like an hour?
1 hour.
That's fair. I mean, hey, 1 hour is not a bad duration of a stream. Like, I mean, I guess if you count like the first 20 minutes of the stream was just talking about like the British term flat, then I guess it's only like a 40-minute stream, but like whatever.
So what questions did they all actually answer?
Can people read? Which what was the hardest scene you wrote? Which turns out that they were scenes that got cut. What would you have written differently? And I guess Miles said that they would have done Adam slightly differently, which is good because they botched Adam.
literally took him from yes, we the minorities are trying to seek equality and justice too. Actually, no, we're trying to seek social and sexual dominance over the majority. You know, actual fascist rhetoric.
Well, yeah, they literally had to. They had no other choice because they forgot to write their good guys as being morally good. So they had to make the bad guys comically evil. Oh, okay. The VODs here. We can actually scan through and like look for the look for the.
Mouse is a little quiet. Thoughts? Fun, and we love hanging out with y'all.
So Mom and Carrie are intentionally skipping important cues.
I think they ignored everything that had to do with like the future of the show. They said,
did y'all go and spam 10 win?
I saw a lot of it. I saw a lot of 10 win, and they didn't reference it at all. So I think.
Wait, did our chat actually go and spam?
Well, I saw. I don't think I recognized anyone's name from our chat, but maybe they have different names on Twitch. I did see a couple of like, but when is Volume 10 coming out? Volume 10 when? When's Volume 10? Like I think they just ignored it. Like because the one thing they said was like, oh, just watch, you know, and it's just like, watch what, you guys? Give us something to latch on to. Step.
Ouroboros 99 says Spamton win.
Oh,
Spamton is in your heart right now, clogging your arteries.
Oh,
hello.
I thought you. I looked over and I saw that and I was like, does that say stepmom when? Is Volume 10 even in production? Like, Viz did a whole set of announcements yesterday, and
nothing about RWBY.
And nothing about RWBY. So they did
and just like the entire fandom just entered the gladiators.
They did say, hold on, let me actually, because I responded to it like a prick, because you know that's how I roll. Let me see, how fucking far down do I have to scroll? God damn it. Okay. Somebody was like, I mean, I don't mind this, but I was low-key hoping for some more news on... Oh, here, let me just put this there, right? I mean, I don't mind this, but I was low-key hoping to get some more news on RWBY, and Viz Media was like, I definitely understand. Genuinely, though, hang on for upcoming news soon. And he was like, this better not be bait. And he was like, it's not, I promise. And then I was like, yeah, they're not going to announce the homophobic RWBY spinoff during Pride. You got to hold on for July.
I remember that now, yeah.
And nobody liked it. Nobody likes my funny tweets.
No, I didn't like it.
Well, it's got 0 likes right now. Here, I'll like it myself. Likes are private. Nobody can tell that I liked my own tweet, right? Hey,
yeah,
so
they'll have no evidence ever.
welcome to the vertical stream. You can come on over to the horizontal stream if you want. What is happen? Well, Miles and Carrie had a kind of underwhelming Q&A. And we reacted to it, and now I'm going back to like find out like exactly how many questions they were asked, and to actually like listen to them a little better, because the talking over it was real.
Yeah.
Multiple answers.
Yeah.
Miles,
for
take
me
it
right now. I am in London.
Yeah.
Sunny, great.
Streamily.
Vernacular is flat, correct?
It is. I do live in a flat. Yes.
Now what?
Do they answer anything at all, or just dodge questions again? The questions that they responded to were kind of meaningless. Like, I think the first question they were asked was, "Do people in Remnant know how to read?"
The first question was, what kind of MILFs would the RWBY team be?
Yeah. What kind of parents would they be? I forgot about that one. That was the first question. But then they were asked, like, do people in Remnant know how to read? I'm trying to go back and, like, isolate the questions and, like, find out exactly what they were.
Both to so many whenever we can read.
it's more than like 1 inch tall.
That's a great question.
Theories and more like seeing cool. Answer the question yet is what we're.
Can you play it at like 1 times 1.5 speed? Is that an option?
Ooh, I can. Oh, I can go all the way up to 2. I'll go to 1.5.
I had a fun cameo recently that this person had this theory in volume 7 when Neo steals the relic of knowledge from.
What kind of question is that? The important kind. I assume you mean the milk question.
The milk question? The milk question is the most important question. Look, I mean, you know, I think it's kind of funny that they answered that question without, like, referencing Bumblebee. Like, I think like that's the weirdest thing about the way they answered that question, because they were.
No, because I mean they just forgot about it. I mean, you know, you forget the mild details that you just kind of come up with on the fly. You know.
Yeah, they're just like, because like, you know, I would actually be interested to know, like, okay, would Blake and Yang would they adopt? Would one of them have the kid? Like, can they do, like, can lesbians get each other pregnant in Remnant? Like, I mean, they could have riffed on that for ages. Oh, hey, Hat's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they could have riffed on that way more than being like, oh, Yang would bring oranges to soccer practice if Remnant had soccer practice. Like, be like, bro, talk about like surrogate fertilization.
Yeah, I posted that my crack ship was actually between Yang and Cardin. So I was like, that's my headcanon as to like who the baby daddy is.
What would that ship be called? Master Race?
There is literally a spreadsheet for everything.
Well, pull up the spreadsheet. All right. Hold on. We're doing science now. RWBY.
That's real, by the way.
RWBY shipping chart spreadsheet. Where is Cardin and Yang? It's called Sucker Punch or Burn at the Stake. It's called Sucker Punch or Burned at the Stake. That's what the Yang and Cardin ship name is. Why is the Pyrrha ship called Hallelujah?
This
fandom
is crap.
Chocolate milk. Who is the best?
They have self-ship in here too.
I mean, the self-ships are like the middle row. Wait a second. Okay, wait. Who's chocolate milk? Why is Coco and Adam called chocolate? I don't think that milk is gonna taste right. Chocolate milk. Okay, wait a second. Adam and Jaune is called Matador? Shouldn't Adam and RWBY be called Matador because she literally has a red cape? Why is Adam and Jaune called Matador? That's ridiculous. I'm
surprised they even allowed Adam to be on this with all the hate that he.
What's Adam and Blake called? Toradon. That's great. The worst ship name here. The most generic one. Oh, who doesn't have one? Russell and one of the Malachite twins. Team Cardinal never got shipped with the Malachite twins. That's
So I pulled the shipping chart myself, and I think it's trying to crash my computer.
Well, it's a pretty big note from it's a pretty big chart. What the fuck? Lisa Lavender got shipped with more people than the Cardinal team.
So do Miles and Carrie actually hate Adam? No, they just don't know how to write him.
I mean, that sentence had one too many words in it, but yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think they hate Adam. I think they have very myopic, white liberal coded ideas of who the bad guys in the story are. And they accidentally wrote they accidentally wrote a civil rights icon in the bad guy role, and then they panic rewrote him. You know, like, I don't think they actually hate Adam. Who are these?
I mean,
Terracotta.
I mean, again, Adam's entire character is, he comes onto the scene, he's extremely charismatic to the point where he's actually just a full-on leader of the group, you know? And then,
Sky Mall. Wait,
they
hold
take
on.
him.
Sky Mall?
Yeah.
And Sky. Who the fuck is Sky? Skylark team. Damn. Why does it have to be the lame character? Sky Mall. Band customer? Fuck off. Fur trading? Fur trading. Declined. Why? He doesn't deserve that.
What the?
Sorry. Pet shop. Why? Being just the fact that like Zwei and shopkeeper are like right next to each other. Yeah, okay.
These ship names are just. These aren't even real. They're just
fireproof. Mercury and amber is fireproof. I mean, okay. Crime spot. Shut up.
Scatter and Wilt. That's actually pretty good.
All right. Yeah. Okay. It's fine. Yeah. All right. I'll
why did we come here? What was this about?
Oh, this is because you were like your crack ship is Blake and is a Yang and Cardigan.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what is that called? Master Race.
And this theory was like, hey, Neo was at the Shini Manor where Oscar and Ruby kind of had like that cutesy, awkward interaction.
Yeah.
with
So
one
okay,
another. I guess
that's like the first question was like, like what's like a headcanon that you thought was like better than what was actually there. And they were talking about Neo being Ruby during the flirting scene with Oscar, which doesn't make sense because they both definitely talked in that scene. So
yeah, wait, yeah, can Neo talk while disguised as others?
No. Sure, I mean, she never has before.
Until that one scene.
Well, I mean, that was... I mean, part of that question is that it wasn't real, so...
Rinson, my cracked ship is wooby and good writing.
No, could never happen. Every single plot hole or weird scene in Volume 7 and 8 is Neo in disguise. Well, in Volume 9's, her clones were able to talk. Yeah, that's... Yeah. I guess...
Yeah, but like her...
Because that was the Ever After doing weird stuff to her powers.
Wait, her power is to create illusions, not disguise herself, right?
Well, yeah, but she uses the illusions to disguise
herself.
But if you touched her clone, it would be a sheet of glass. It wouldn't be like a 3D person.
Yeah.
Or so at least that's the way they described it in one of the commentaries. That's probably not canon.
I mean, the thing about it is that they've openly admitted that like the only reason why Neo exists is because they didn't want to animate them.
Yeah, because Monty didn't want to animate Torchwick climbing into the into the airship, and instead of just doing that off screen, he made a whole new character. And you know,
and she was
one of the better ones. You know, hey. That's the time when like overthinking things actually pays off.
Like that, and decide to help with Ruby and get flirty with Oscar. And I was like, look, you know, excuse me, Clear's really fun character to use because from like the moment, seriously, there was something up to the imagination of the beautiful.
What's up, up and talk to Ozpin.
What was your take on Neo winning by basically also drinking the tea?
You mean when she like jumped into the hole at the end of Volume 9? Or like before that when she beat up Ruby? Like, when do you mean? Because, like, considering that whole thing, you know, basically the whole of Volume 9 as like Ruby's arc coming to terms with the fact that she's not good at anything, like, that was executed very well. And like, yeah, Neo being the catalyst for that, through Ruby's, because like Torchwick getting eaten, that wasn't Ruby's doing. So like one of Ruby's greatest successes was basically just dumb luck on her part. But Neo didn't know that. So blaming Ruby for, you know, something she didn't do, Ruby basically making a mortal enemy over something that she didn't do, when the things that she did do, or at least the way that we're supposed to interpret it canonically, I suppose, because in Volume 8, she did very successfully save everyone in Mantle to the best of her knowledge. Like, we know that she dumped them in the middle of the desert, but she doesn't actually know that. So Ruby should think that she successfully saved everyone in Mantle. She doesn't. I don't particularly mind that because it led to like a better character arc. Whatever. The bad writing, it all worked itself out. But having her greatest enemy basically be mistaken about her abilities and then completely stomping her into effectively suicide. I mean, there's a reason Volume 9 is the best one by a million miles. Like, not this guy, not a million of him. But hey, maybe he's the one who came up with that idea.
Besides Adam, have our main characters killed anyone else besides Grimm? No, they've only killed the civil rights leaders.
Yeah, Yang killed that one guy. She punched him in the face into the exploding train car. Ruby distracted Torchwick long enough to get him eaten by a bird. No, I think that's... See, okay, I'm trying to, like, extend it a little beyond, like, you know, main characters. Did anybody, like, what's the highest body count in RWBY? Because you say, like, besides Adam, does that mean Adam killing Sienna, or does that mean Blake and Yang killing Adam? Like, because Adam killed Sienna, like, that's fair. But yeah, no, I think it's only Adam, and then that one guy that Yang definitely killed in Volume 2.
You didn't hear me, did you?
What'd you say?
You said, who has the highest body count? I said Tai Yang.
Oh, whole team! See, that's the only reason I want the Team Stark spinoff. They call him Whole Team Ty. Ty Yang and Yang are sitting there, and is like, did I ever tell you about the time that I impregnated my entire team? You got some big shoes to fill, Yang.
And I'm on a team with RWBY.
Exactly
what you're saying.
And we just, the expression we had on her face was just like, I think it was like a little bit like a smirk, and she was just like, oh, okay, you know. And every
person that works on a show, or just like any storyteller. Hell, this happens when you are like a DM in a Dungeons & Dragons campaign. We're obsessed with that. You know, like, there was a he was always obviously
propane. Yeah, can you write this down?
Nope, not Hank Hill. That's it. I'm gonna let that
Yeah, hey, can we get?
Oh yeah,
I'd like to write about a character.
Oh,
what would Hank Hill's semblance be?
What would Hank Hill's semblance be? Would Hank Hill's, like, you know, see, like, what's like the opposite of what does the opposite of charcoal? You know, because, like, you know, you'd think like, oh hey, it's like his semblance would be some like propane-esque thing, but it's like, I think more so than being a propane guy, he's an anti-charcoal man. So I think he would have kind of like a healing semblance that would specifically work if someone was burnt. Like if you got hit by a fire blast, he could like undo your charred flesh. That would be Hank Hill's semblance.
I think that'd be more like he could know the structural integrity, or he could reinforce structural integrity of like a building. Or like, you know, just like any general device, because his big thing was that he was a handyman all around.
Yeah. He also, like, he was very sunk cost fallacy about his old truck. And then God, you know, that episode where he bought the new truck is one of like my most vivid, you know, aside from the you know, how do you kill a tornado? You shoot it lines. Like that's my most vivid King of the Hill memory. But my second most vivid King of the Hill memory is like that whole episode where he was like trying to like extend his truck's lifespan, and then it like ran out of gas on the train tracks. He was talking to Bobby like, I know this is a good truck, son, but when we get back to the dealership, pretend you hate it. Hank would have the ability to be invincible, but only for 60 seconds. He's like, dang it, I'm gonna whip your ass, and then he becomes invincible.
No, that's it. He's capable of doing devastating damage, only if he can get his foot to contact with your ass.
Yeah. For some reason, the aura is not effective right around the ass. His foot cancels ass aura.
He puts your foot on your ass. It's like Smash Brothers. You just go into orbit.
Game.
Character you play yourself, and what's some of the hard parts about it? And for Miles specifically, as voice of Jaune, one of the main characters, he's been through so much growth and trauma. How does this reflect on your writing and acting? Were there times it felt hard knowing what was to come, or did knowing you play Jaune influence his writing for what he has to do? That's a good question.
That's a really insightful question.
Yeah.
The easy part about writing for a character you voice is that you can have confidence that you know you can get the exact performance that you hear in your head. Like whenever I write for characters, I always hear their voices and I hear them the way that I'm assuming. I think every writer does. Like, you hear the voice in your head. And then, of course, when you get into a collaborative setting, you start working with VAs. They're going to bring something different. They're going to bring something that you may not have thought of that could shed a whole new.
You know, okay, that's an interesting thing, because, you know, he's saying, oh, I think everybody does that. You know, I think everybody has like the character's voice in their head when they're writing. But see, I've heard from people who can't even visualize an apple. and they think it's insane that other people can like just close their eyes and like imagine an apple.
People can just close their eyes and rotate a cow in their head.
Yeah, it's free. You can't. No, the tax man can't get his grubby mitts in that one. But like, are people like that with voices too? Like, I mean, I've talked to people who are like talented artists that I've talked to, and they're like, I literally can't imagine an apple in my head when I close my eyes. I just don't see anything. And it's like, that's crazy to me. Because, like, I don't have any artistic ability whatsoever, but I can imagine the thing that I want. That, like, if I was to put, an image down on paper, I can imagine exactly what that would be. But I just, I don't have, like, the artistic ability to do it. So does the same thing happen with, like, voiceover? Can some people not, who write, not imagine the characters in their head as they write?
As you know, I wrote a book, and then I made an audiobook of that book.
Yeah.
And some of the chapters are from different characters' voices. And it's a yes and no thing of like, yeah, I can figure out like exactly who I want my character to, like what I want their attitude to sound like.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes you can't produce it. I can imagine it in my head of like how I want them to be. And then I just can't get it to come out in my vocal cord.
Sure.
At least not every time.
Yeah, so that's kind of like me in drawing. Like I could do that. I can imagine it, and but I can't execute it. But like, and then like you can imagine that. But like, I mean, I can also imagine voices that I can't do. Like I can imagine, female voices that my voice just doesn't have the range to do.
Well, I also meant like inflection of like how they speak.
Mm-hmm. You need I mean, Floof, you might have to put up with the model painting streams rather than the drawing streams. I've tried drawing. I mean, you know this. You were in the Tundra back in the day when we did the Jackbox stuff. And we did and we did some of those games that like required drawing. Like, it's partly not having the skill to do it, but also like I have this mental block where it's just very hard to like actually move the pen when I try. Like it's like it's not like what I draw will look bad. It's like I actually have trouble moving the pen. It's mostly a mental block thing. But yeah, if you watch the Eye Ladies, then I paint on the Eye Ladies, so you can come by then. And I imagine that like if I get another opportunity, like we used to do Tuesday streams back when we were doing Amori, but then real life happened and I can't stream on Tuesdays anymore. But like if that comes back and we start doing things that aren't gaming, I might paint on those too. But chat's not really big enough in general to support a just talking to chat stream, which is why I do it on the Eye Ladies, because we like there's 80 people in those streams.
Yeah, we got about getting somewhere between 15 and 20.
Yeah, I see.
If y'all want the stream to grow, consider supporting.
Yeah, I think it's because there's like RWBY in the thumbnail. Less people care about the gaming streams. Which is fine. It's not like I care or anything, Baka. Oh, you're gonna do a doodle and yeet it at me? Nice. I'll put it on stream.
If you're liking this stream, be sure to like the stream. And if you're not liking the stream, go ahead and like the stream anyways.
We'll know the difference.
Yeah.
And if you're Miles and Gary, well, want to do a RWBY watch
come on to the come on to the stream.
Miles, Gary, come on. The stream every 5 minutes and go, what were you thinking when you wrote this?
What?
But then you'd probably just be like, but I would have done it differently now. Now that I'm better. And I'm like, okay, well, let's go to the most recent thing you wrote and I'll ask you the same question. No, but volume 9 was actually good. So maybe they are better. And it's a cruel joke that they got canceled.
What if someone likes the stream too much? Ooh, there's no such thing.
Then look,
get a jar, put the stream in the jar.
No, I was gonna say, like, we need to commission Potato to, you know how people like take clips from shows and they animate them? We need to commission Potato to animate them lewdly.
That's good.
Yes.
Light on character.
And that's the beauty. That's
what
you want.
It's great.
Say again?
I said nothing.
Okay.
It's so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there is that, like, when you're working on, when you're writing for a character that you voice, for better or worse, you're like, I can write this line and I know exactly how I want to hit it.
I do remember us having to go back
those...
a lot, and there was revisions where it was like, Jaune was talking about how handsome he was, and how he could do like a lot of push-ups and stuff, and I was like, hey, Mom, I know Jaune would say this.
The Grapist from Wakuk. Wakuk? What?
Grapist from
Wakuk?
what?
WKUK. Is that like a team name? What?
I'm trying to think of, like, is that another wonderful what? What are you talking about?
The whitest.
The whitest kids you know.
God, the thing I remember from the whitest kids you know. I mean, I remember a lot from them, but my favorite one was the pissing contest. It was like, yes, boy, go fetch me a liter of water. Sir, eventually you will run out of money. You'll be unable to pay the boy to bring you more water. I will trade sexual favors. The boy will take up peeing upon your leg, and I will in turn direct my stream to the child's face. And this is why Sir Francis Bacon's final plays never got released. I mean, it's a fair question. It's not a lowball question, like your favorite moments.
Yeah. What's the one? Bill Wolfie said every Q&A has at least one. What is one thing you would change? Like it's a standardized icebreaker or something, regardless of topic. Yeah, and I mean for me, YCZ knows did the Lincoln skit. Yeah, that's one that I know about.
Our president died of getting hammered in the ass.
But it's like, what's the one thing you would change about RWBY? It's like you can't say everything, so you gotta
coward.
I mean, I just keep because it's so blatant. But again, the whole rewriting Adam from civil leader to fascist dog whistle. I'm never gonna not harper on that. I'm never gonna not harper on that. I'm never gonna not bring that up.
Oh god. When I finally finish Abridged Sort of, you're gonna just adopt my version of Adam as as canon. God, I have so much of that written. I just didn't actually I just didn't actually finish making it.
Oh yeah, this all of the White Fang, you know, the organization that doesn't even exist anymore. They got blown up in Volume 2, and that was it.
God,
they got blown up in Volume 2 and arrested in Volume 5, and that was the end of it.
That was a damn shame. Like, because like it's implied that like Gira takes back over the White Fang at the end of Volume 5, and I just wanted there to be like a scene somewhere in volume 6 where it's like actually the next person in the chain of command, and Gira's like, I'm back to take over the White Fang, and they're like, no, Gira, we have a chain of command. You left years ago, you can't just come back. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. They're like, okay, now how do we
and
then
Gear just picks that guy up and just folds him in half and is like, did you forget why I'm in charge? Because I'm actually the strongest here.
Because I'm big.
That's another thing. Because again, harping about the Adam thing, but in the Adam short. Because it's so weird, like, before the fall of Beacon, they always write Adam to be, like, great. And then after the fall of Beacon, they actually metamorphosed him into something. But, like, in the short, he's, like, the first person to start wearing the Grim mask. And that actually took off through the whole organization. So he's the one who started that.
Back when Sienna was still in charge.
Yeah, which means he had the strength and charisma to actually influence people.
He had clout.
And then people will be like, oh, he's obsessed with Blake. It's like, why? He can get he drowns in pussy. Look at that man. You look at this man and you tell me he don't drown in pussy.
But Blake was the only 12-year-old in the White Fang at the time. Yeah, I really think they just forgot to do the math on that one.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly think that if you brought that up, they would have been like, oh, did we really? Shit, is 18 minus 6 really 12?
I thought he would, you know? I really thought he'd be putting up, you know, those.
It was something we had to work together. Like, that was the first time we struck me. You know, I mean, Neptune, I feel like doesn't count. I mean, it's as a person who does a lot less acting, Neptune is almost in this weird way of like, can I actually say this the way I want to? You know, but I feel like it works out. It's also a lot easier for us or not easier, I should say, but we also know that we can ad lib in the booth because we're the ones usually directing it. So it's like, you know, if we can't say it exactly, Ranger or Junior, you must choose. Hey,
I was just looking at
1799. I mean, to me, it's always got to be Ranger.
It's gotta be Ranger.
It's gotta be Ranger. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what that makes me think
Junior's
of?
a character, but yeah.
What that makes me think of is I think there was discussion for like, hey, what's Team Juniper now that like Oscar is in it, and I think people like it's Team Orange or something like that. Does that sound right? It's been so long, but that thing always drove me crazy because in my mind I'm like, it can still be Team Juniper.
Yeah,
Oscar's last name is Pine.
Yeah.
It just feel insane. But maybe that's coming from a place of give respect for the OG Team Juniper. Maybe that's the direction where people are coming from with that.
Yeah, with Team RWBY
is Yang.
And so if
okay, so this is the milk question.
And now
right?
to be there all the time.
RWBY is the mom that's like. Just yesterday, I did have the best fish and chips with mushy peas that I have had.
I mean, the fish and chips part's great.
And the mushy peas, then peas. There was also seasoning, and that was great.
Or American food that you miss the most.
Oh my god, it's Tex-Mex. Oh my god, Carrie, it's like cheese enchiladas with a meat grist. I made
straight.
Nah, dog, I'm making my own tortillas now.
Nice.
And I tortillas be like, hi, I'm a loud American.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying stay right here. You're not going anywhere.
I
I'll be right
might.
back.
Very unofficial. This is just what it's like when we talk. .com/Miles Luna. If you don't see something you like, let us know what you would like to see on there, and we'll work on getting it up. Miles. Also, back to you.
Also, we can sign our prints in our stores and send them to you, or we can also do things where we'll do
a video message. I would. I'm just saying.
They said, hey, thank you so much for those tortillas you gave us when you did.
I need a moment. So this was maybe a week.
Squirrel.
Extract.
So there's not one here. It's okay.
Wait, okay. Is it like moonshine?
Ooh, it's getting kind of funky.
It's
Jester.
Is there? That's 100% something we would have had.
Here's what I think. It's all gravy, so long as it's.
It is actually
yes. It is actually killing you. Yeah. Things that I wouldn't put ketchup on. I'm not eating.
Do you want A1 sauce with that? When I'm served the food, right, room temp, I might as well just not eat it. Very nice gentleman. Miss you, Rick. Carrie Miles. Hey guys, Rick from RWBY. Are there any characters considered one-off that you would like to write for?
Okay, that was the top question.
But no.
Actively fighting its runtime. Fighting it is like we can show off. This is the worst case scenario.
Okay, hang on. I actually just read this.
Secondhand. Oh,
like for real. Pause.
What did you just read?
Janice says he was a mentor and leading guy, and then Blake's actress boyfriend was abusing her and they translated that to Adam for getting the better character because they needed the trauma dump, I guess. Is that real?
Wasn't Blake's actor's boyfriend Miles?
No. Blake's actress, who voiced Blake?
Aaron.
Because Blake and Weiss had like actual voice actresses. Blake Belladonna.
No, but I mean, I thought that Blake that Aaron and Miles were dating before RWBY. I thought that's why she got the role. She definitely didn't get it because she was a good actor.
Aaron Zek?
Yeah.
She was on Red versus Blue. Who did she play on Red versus Blue?
She played one of those little shitty fuck-offs that they put into season 13 because Miles doesn't know how to fucking write. Remember it was Lindsay voiced the nerdy science one, and Barbara voiced the one that had a lisp, and Aaron voiced the nerdy science one, and Barbara voiced the one that had the lisp, and I think Carrie voiced one of them, like Palomo or somebody. Like, oh God, Red vs. Blue season 13 is just it's still the worst thing I've seen in it's the worst thing I've seen that wasn't the Amazing Digital Circus. Ugh. She's in Honkai Star Rail.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Red vs. Blue ended with Epsilon's speech of like the hero never knows if his sacrifice was worth anything. Because like doesn't it cut off after he finishes that?
Well, that was season 13 though. Wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
That's how season 13 ended. I think.
Wait, how many seasons of Red vs. Blue are there?
21.
Oh.
Yeah. There's
no,
okay, there would be 21 if the second part of Zero came out. Right?
Yeah.
Because they did like 19 and then they did 0, right?
I don't know. I wasn't there a point where like they ended it and then they immediately like rebooted it?
Yeah, that was the end of God, they rebooted it like 4 times. So okay, 1 through 5, this Blood Gulch. 6, 7, 8, that was Freelancers. 9 and 10 was Reconstruction. 11, 12, 13 was Chorus. And then 14 was the shorts. And then 15 and 16 were the other Simulation Troopers. Then 17 and 18 were the God arc, where they were like trying to like actually get like metaphysical and like kill God with the power of friendship. And then I guess 19 was 0, right? And then 20 would have been the follow-up to 0, which
it just says, when did Red vs. Blue become an action drama series anyways?
Season 1, episode 1.
There you go.
What do you mean? A live action drama series? There was the one live action short in season 14. But if you just mean become a drama series, it started that way. Like, what are they saying? The line, what are they talking about? The line, do you ever wonder why we're here? It started out as a drama series.
One of life's greatest questions.
No, I mean, why are we here at this fucking box canyon with a base on one side? Oh no. Just standing there talking. It's what they always do. What are they talking about? I fucking hate you. Chupa thingy. You saw not live action, but yeah.
Not live action, but action drama, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Monty's action sequences in it. Monty didn't come on until
well, technically he worked on season 7, but his first like actual animated sequence was in season 8. It's pretty early in season 8. It was when they crashed through the wall.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, "Oh, it was the text fight," and it was like, "No." Is everyone forgetting the wall against the meta?
The wall.
Looks like a puma. Looks like a chupa thingy. 0 was season 18 and 19. So wait, was 16 and 17 the one where they had those like weird god guys? Or did that never happen? Did I imagine that whole thing? Did I might have imagined that. It's fine.
From your hand with a concept, and then like then again going back to like collaboration with people, then art gets their hands on that idea and it's like, oh my gosh, she should look like this, and like we get like.
Okay, they're talking about talk.
I'll be honest, the way you word things makes me worried you're not working on RWBY anymore. Like Viz did something. Can confirm nor deny nothing. We are talking about our past memories.
Oh. They can confirm nor deny nothing. The fuck is the
Did you write RWBY? I can confirm nor deny anything.
Nothing. That's honestly, if Viz comes out and they're like, we got more RWBY, but it's not gonna be them. It's like, I mean, who gives a shit?
No,
like
they don't understand. Viz like that's why. See, this is the thing. Like right now, they're waiting for like a choice opportunity where they can just kidnap Miles and Carrie, and then lock them in a basement.
Yeah,
and just make them right for the rest of their life.
Yeah, but like,
Listen,
I don't know, because I don't actually know who would go for a version of RWBY that wasn't written by Miles and Carrie. Like, I don't actually know who would be into that, because that's what I mean. That's what I want.
Let's be honest with ourselves, Fat Man. All of the RWBY fandom would come in unison if they got anything that is quote unquote canon RWBY. You know, because they don't actually care about RWBY. They just care about a bunch of pretty girls with weapons fighting around.
Well, I mean, like I don't even know about that, because like they're
not like us. What I'm saying, they're not like us.
Where's our diss track on the whole fandom? Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God's watching. But like, you know, because I mean, just the sheer existence of RWBY is like, they don't care if it's written well. They haven't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, but you know, they all wanted to know that RWBY was gonna be okay. You know, it's like It's like, you know, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. Like, they knew all of the writers of every episode. They knew all the voice actors. They knew everybody in, like, the behind-the-scenes thing. And that's kind of how it is with the RWBY fandom. Like, I couldn't imagine the IP would, like, hold any clout if it wasn't made by... Because, like, the group of friends, you know? It was a group, like, oh, hey... we wrote a character based on our friend and then had our friend voice that character. You know, I took these guys who couldn't write their way out of a paper bag to save their life, and I gave them creative control over my show because they're my friends. You know, like, that is RWBY. And I can't imagine that, like, Viz going and being like, okay, well, we gave it to an actual competent writer. And they're like, no, but where's the friendship? Where's the camaraderie? Where's the spirit of the thing? I think it would just die, you know, a slow, horrible death if it wasn't written by... Like, obviously, I care about it because I want to see what these guys... Like, I want to know what these guys are going to end it with. I don't know how they're gonna write their way out of this paper bag that they put themselves into. But, like, the actual fans, they like the sense of community that the creative team had. More so than any sort of competence in the show's production.
Yeah, I think you're just projecting your philosophy of art purity.
Maybe.
onto the mindless horde that is Twitter.
Maybe.
Twitter RWBY fandom.
I don't know.
And Tumblr and all that.
I guess we'll have to see.
No,
I guess we'll have to see.
They're going to get actual writers and people to sit down, and either it will be good or it will be bad. If it's bad, it will meander along. If it's good, it will meander along, but in a good way. And then it will end, and it will be considered to be the greatest piece of art ever created by man.
Well,
and
good for them.
And it will be like Dragon Ball Z. It'll just be that thing that, like, everyone knows about, you know? Or like Naruto or One Piece.
RWBY is One Piece confirmed. Well,
because that is what is available for stock right now.
JoJo stands greater than semblance. Yes.
I mean,
I haven't even watched JoJo's, and
yeah, but you know, okay. Here, okay, but let's see if you're actually on this. Say something that's less than a semblance. I'll wait.
Okay.
Flip the script. Yeah. Okay, you can do that math. Now go hard mode.
Okay.
Show us the other math skills.
Okay.
Aura. There you go. The Force.
The Force?
It's the will of the Force that RWBY continue only if Miles and Carrie are the ones writing it.
Of announcement if something wasn't happening. Viz has said that they want to work on Volume 10. I can't talk about stuff. Miles can't talk about stuff. The best thing I can say is if we were concerned or disappointed about something, we would be talking about it, and we're not. So,
bam.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yeah. You may play Switch 2. Is that what the question is?
Carly asks, as a favor to a librarian, is it common to be able to read in Remnant? Like Bronwyn's read? Thanks, guys. I think.
See, I wanted Raven to be extremely stupid. Like that was just kind of my headcanon. That's like the reason that Raven left Ty is because she didn't know that sex could lead to pregnancy. Like, I really wanted Raven to be like that dumb in the context of the show.
Like, how does so they do the sex, and then she gets pregnant, and then
she's like, "What the hell did you do to me? Why am I lethargic? Why am I throwing up? What the hell?" I'm just like, "Oh, are you pregnant?" She's like, "What? What? What does that even mean?" Like, I wanted her to be like really like Wood's child. Infiltrating a Huntsman Academy, getting in sheerly on the competence of her ability to hit stuff with a sword. So Vegeta, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the line from Dragon Ball Z Abridged where Bulma was trying to describe soap to Vegeta? What the hell is this? Pink bar. Oh, it's like coagulated animal fat? That sounds delicious!
It's not!
Yeah, basically, I wanted Raven to be Team 4-star Vegeta.
And then I thought you were wearing protection. I was wearing my armor! What's a condom?
Fuck's a condom. Yeah, that's basically what I wanted Raven to be.
Oh, then of course Goku was the one who was like, Bulma, sex makes babies. Yeah, I know. Yeah. As she holds a baby.
I know.
That it is fairly common for people to be able to read and run that, but of course, much like
so like we talk about. We want Miles to carry. I think a good compromise would be having Team 4-star make RWBY.
Did you ever see that like original series that Team 4-star tried to make? It was called Diesel Dust. It was. No, I didn't. It was the biggest ass thing.
What? What is it called?
Diesel Dust, I believe.
Diesel Dust, like
yeah.
Diesel.
Yeah, like diesel, like the fuel. Noah King from the Brony community voiced a character in it.
Who?
The voice of Vinyl Scratch in all those parodies, in all those fan-made projects.
I don't see it.
They probably took it. Deleted it from the internet because they're like, oh, this is our original series. I
mean, that sounds like was it that bad?
It was.
Wow. What was it about?
It was kind of like, what if Mad Max sucked? It was like, oh hey, we're in a desert landscape and most of the characters are robots and they fight just like in RWBY. And then it was just like, is there a story? No, just like in RWBY. And they were like, ew, nobody likes this. Let's forget this ever happened. It's still up.
Yeah, I found it.
Yeah, okay.
Was it only? Yeah, it was only like one episode. Yeah, it's only this one episode.
Yeah.
Stuff like where are you? Like I'm sure there are people.
Yeah, we'll do a
outside of the main
reaction stream one day.
When episode 2 comes out, we'll get on that.
So it sucked unironically, or it sucked ironically.
You mean that was that the thing? Like, I don't think Team 4-star would be that cynical, frankly. What do you mean it sucked ironically? Like they did it as like a jab against what indie animation in general? Like, no, I don't. I think they just did a bad. I don't think they were sucking ironically.
Okay.
But then again, I can't really judge. I can't really judge when I think things suck. Ironically.
Well, regardless, go to the diesel dust pilot and ask Tin Win.
Well, I mean, they didn't continue it. It was like 8 years ago. How old is it? You
5.
actually it was 5 years ago. It was 2020, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah.
Sent a link to the pilot over Discord to you.
Yeah.
To Fat Man?
Yeah. But you found it. Well, but you found it too, right?
Yeah, I found it.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I have a link to it. I also have Floof's drawing. Gorgeous.
Oh, you actually made it like an eye thing too.
Yeah. I like this. I like this Floof's OC. It's far easier to improve or iterate on something than to create your own thing from scratch. Yes, indeed.
That is true.
Yeah, because somebody already did the hard part of having an idea, and now all you have to do is have a better idea, which surprisingly doesn't actually involve having any ideas of your own.
Like with my fanfiction, you know, like over on fanfiction.net, you know,
and
I was told pretty good stuff.
in all lowercase, the best.
All lowercase, one period at the end.
Dude, the Sean read your fanfiction.
Yeah.
Does anybody go?
Oh, I can probably. I think it will tell me who wrote it.
Does it tell you who left that?
The person who left it is called We Are Deadpool.
They are? Damn.
All lowercase, no space.
Well, I mean, hey, Deadpool knows what's up. Deadpool can break the fourth wall, so they clearly know what good writing is.
It's send me that picture because I want to have that in my library.
Yes,
that's
yes.
So good.
What the fuck? This file exceeds the size limit. How did How did Floof send it?
Floof, what dark magic did you use?
Hold on. Can I just copy a link to the copy message link and then put it in there. Does that work? Can you click on that?
No. You don't have access to this link. The link is to a server or channel you don't have access to.
Well.
Oh, is this in a private server?
Yeah, it's in a private server.
Okay, we're not talking about that.
What if
we'll figure it out later.
Oh, that's why. Because this is actually how big it is. Okay, how about that? There it goes. There, I figured out how to do it. Yeah.
There's a good chance that not everybody in their tribe can
read. Is it in?
But I think that for most of them, I do think most people in Reddit understand the value of being able to read and how like it is worth learning to do.
Yeah. Okay. I already bitched about this question.
Like that. And because there's some like really good natural ones to do, and then there's some that like I will not repeat, but that are just like very my humor of just like really weird and out there.
Hold on, what was?
That's probably what it is. She's all you want, man.
Floof Artist says people can read.
What is your favorite?
News to me.
I mean, Like some people can, you know. What was our joke in the fucking Elden Ring playthrough? You have to choose either literacy or respecting women, or was it what or was it the opposite of that? Was it you can only read if you respect women, or was it you can only read if you don't respect women?
No, the sword was the sword of the berserker sword was the sword of illiteracy.
And the little fencing sword was the sword of respecting women.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah. You gotta choose. God, we're coming up on like a full year. And the idea I had for like our like 1 year was the a tier list of all of our thumbnails.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me actually take a look at
Wait, Team 4-Star did a RWBY style piece of shit? No.
Well,
they did something called Diesel Dust.
Yeah.
And I think what happened is that they just tried their best. And they just failed.
They tried their
and
best
they were like,
and failed.
It's like, all right, yeah, we can't actually make original stuff. And then they walked away, and it's like, yeah, that's very respectable.
Yes, it is.
You know, it it takes a big man to admit your faults, which is why I'm just the size of a hat.
I'll never admit my fault. Not once. You can't make me. When did we start?
Oh, so you don't have faults? Oh no, I have faults. I'm just never going to admit them.
Yeah. June 22nd. All right, so June 22nd. That'll be the 1 year anniversary of these streams, and I don't think Mark showed up until like the third or fourth one. So
yeah.
But I was streaming daily back then, so.
Yeah.
The 22nd. What day is the 22nd? The 22nd is a
Sunday.
No.
It's a Sunday. 22nd of
June?
June?
June, not July. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's a Sunday. All right. So then I guess it'll be Monday, which okay, yeah. That'll be our 1 year, a 1 year anniversary of streaming. Yeah.
Not gonna lie, whenever I hear a thing being named Diesel, I think of American ripoff of JoJo. That's
an American.
Yeah, I can understand.
Ripoff of JoJo, or do you mean like the alternate names that they gave the stands in the English dub? Or was there actually like an American ripoff of JoJo that was called Diesel?
I think the word Diesel brings up an idea of like a JoJo-esque.
Oh, there's a comic straight up named Diesel that's just JoJo.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. All right. Interesting.
This was mid-90s? That sounds based as hell.
Mid-90s JoJo ripoff called Diesel.
Diesel these nuts.
Shit.
Favorite RWBY meme?
What was the
smiley face?
Oh man.
What's his question?
From Aiden Snow. Question: what is your favorite RWBY meme from the community? Smiley face.
Oh, I think we completely missed this question.
I think it's because it's the most unhinged. I have two. The most unhinged one is the Yang and Blake taking the selfie.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Because there's some like really good natural ones to do, and then there's some that like I will not repeat, but that are just like very my humor of just like really weird and out there. Maz, we're getting a quest for the cat. If you could form that in a question, please, then we can address it.
She left. She didn't want to be a part of the function. Yeah, no, I think.
Comic
I'm trying to think of all the RWBY memes.
The other really good one, if this helps jog memory, is the great one.
The great one.
The Pyrrha figure, the Pyrrha plushie.
Oh, the great one. Yes, the terrible piece of RWBY merchandise.
Yeah.
Wait, do people know about the RWBY body pillow that was cursed?
I don't know. Hey, do y'all know that
that's what led into the conversation about the body pillow.
One.
Yeah.
Will not be. You can go to sleep.
Yeah.
RWBY.
Or even if you're just like you're
I'm glad
much
the
like the
sheet
Great
says
One.
give you
Oh, it actually is
the
just.
right answer.
Whoops. I didn't mean to-
It actually is just like a JoJo ripoff. It looks pretty cool too.
Oh, well, I mean, I imagine a
We'll publish
JoJo
it.
ripoff. But see, here's the thing. Is talking a free action in Diesel? Because if it's not, then it's not JoJo. Like, and people think JoJo is about, like, oh, it's about the stands. Oh, it's about this. It's about that. No. It's the only thing that makes JoJo is that talking is a free action.
Yeah.
Oh, we mail ourselves there as, like, your favorite RWBY meme?
Oh.
This is classic.
Which do you prefer, DC or Marvel?
Who, me or chat?
You.
Oh, see, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard to do because, you know, Marvel has some good stuff, especially like the
Oh, you gotta pick one.
well, I mean, if we're going just on like tops alone, then it would be Marvel because of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Marvel at these nuts.
Marvel at these nuts. Good. Congratulations.
I remembered that.
Yes. I always marvel at these nuts. But like I would feel bad because, you know, like Batman the Animated Series, you know, yeah. I don't want to disrespect the GOAT, but you know, I like Guardians of the Galaxy more.
It was mid-90s.
Well,
yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, so like
I'm trying to think of like, I mean, okay, obviously Forrest, right?
Obviously Forrest.
We need the Shaggy of RWBY.
I'm remembering my abridged sort of Forrest, and I don't even think I think I like stopped before my best Forrest scene came out.
Which was what?
Well, I think it didn't get released. So I'm not gonna talk about it right now. But
no spoilers.
No spoilers, guys. Don't worry. I'll
No spoiler questions.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I think I did mention this a couple streams ago, but I have like the last 4 episodes of Abridged Sort of Volume 6 written. I just never ended up producing them because of, you know, IRL. And so like I know all of like the jokes that like are going to go on. And there was even something that I was like, I need to like Floof, are you still there? Did I ever ask you to do that the thing, the scene with Oscar? Did I ever ask you to do that? Or am I just imagining that because I wrote it and I'm like, I'm gonna need Floof's help with this? It was a scene with Oscar, and it was for like the end of Abridged Sort of, and it was just like a couple frames of you know, it was just like a couple like new frames of animation done in as close to the show style as you could get. But I if that doesn't ring a bell, then I probably didn't. You did the I remember you did the creepy like Ozpin, you know, rubbing Oscar's shoulder, but that was for the review. And you did the yeah, is it the thing I'm thinking of? Yes, it is exactly the thing I'm thinking of. Oh, I never saw it like loop backwards. Yeah, no, that wasn't
horrifying.
it. Yeah, that wasn't it. I don't think I did. But anyway, when I start getting back to that, there's a scene. There's like a new scene that I had to put in. And then haven't considered really what I'm gonna do with volumes 8 and 9 beyond a couple of jokes that I know are gonna be in there. But yeah, hot. Hey, look, if that's what you're into, I support you. It's so weird seeing your old animation. No. Well, anyway, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Never feel ashamed. You're shitty.
Yes. No, if you found that hot, know that we will not judge you out loud.
No, but we will agree with you silently.
I think this is hard because I feel like we got a lot of really good characters in there.
We did get a lot of really good characters.
We did not get
Chibi was
Oscar.
so much fun. We did not get cats.
Oh yeah, the Chibi character.
You did.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yes, he's on Deku for sure.
Oh, Tom, what's up?
Let's
Tom
see.
Fox. The Apple Cheek Sweetheart that just gets completely shit on. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea that I feel like Chibi, John would see him and be like, finally someone I can bully.
How do we keep? What do we want to get from Beacon?
Pencils.
Textbooks.
Numbers
Yeah, I
of
guess that's the
pencils.
main question. Is like, are there things of value? Maybe
I mean, theoretically,
you know
there would be
what?
like training weapons, you know,
I was gonna say, I think there could be a good amount of weapon triangle.
grab these.
I could see
that
that.
didn't get used up
Honoring
like in the
sword.
fight.
FC.
Yeah, FCN, yeah.
What do you say? Like, we have like 10-ish more minutes.
Yeah.
How many more questions do you think you want to try and knock out here?
We can do a
can
couple
do
more.
it.
Yeah, if you got a question, please throw it out. We obviously can't answer every single question. I missed this at the beginning, but y'all have actually been very chill. But if your question is, will this happen? The answer is watch. But y'all have actually been very good about that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Watch.
Hey, Magister. I'm remembering why
Win.
I was so bad when I streamed on Twitch. I'm so bad at like reading people's names. Magister Siren? Siren?
See, here's what you gotta do: is you have
I'm
to
sorry.
say it like you know it as well as your own name,
That's so true.
and you just barrel
Miles
through
Luna
it.
asked, "What was the most difficult scene to write?
Your backstory.
Okay.
What's your favorite scene to write, or favorite episode to write, or whatever?"
Man,
So this is favorite. This is different from the
I feel like I
hardest.
should go back through and relook at stuff. I mean, I like. I was really happy with how the Ironwood Watts fight turned out.
Oh, that was
But
sick. That was
more
really
like
fun.
the choreography side than like the actual like, writing side. I don't know. What about you?
Oh man, I loved the apathy arc. That was so much fun.
Oh yeah.
That was
Yeah.
so much fun. The apathy stuff was like, I've always really liked doing kind of like spooky horror stuff.
Mhm.
I've never gotten to write a full-on horror thing before. That's like the closest I've ever gotten to do that, and that was just a blast.
Yeah,
Man,
okay.
that's really, I really feel like it's just like so.
Winter does. Or Volume 9
Because
does,
some of the
especially-
horror stuff,
I just
some of the horror stuff, like with the apathy in Volume 6, and with the like Whitley and the Hound in Volume 8, like that was some of the best stuff in RWBY in general up until Volume 9 came out, and then I guess that stuff is also kind of existential in a way, you know.
Yeah.
So there are horror elements, you know, of that.
the actual like writing, like the script of basically RWBY up until she met Weiss. I was just really happy with how that turned out because it was way more description than we normally have because there was no dialogue going on at all. So I just liked doing that. I remember.
My favorite, one of my favorite "I'm proud of myself" stickers goes to the joke that I wrote for the Curious Cat, which was "I sense a butt approaching." I was very pleased with that. That's one of my
I remember. Yeah, you wrote that. I was like, "There's no way that one." I know it's like as a joke, but there's no way that's getting cut for time. That's gonna make it.
The what?
Oh wait, this is a Volume 9 question. What specifically were you asking about?
What were they talking about? Something about a joke?
I sense a butt approaching. It actually was a pretty funny scene, but like, you know, the Curious Cat, he's kind of like the Cheshire Cat from from Alice in Wonderland, but he is like he can like, you know, separate his body into like different parts, and he was like cut in half, and so the front half of him was talking to RWBY, and RWBY says something, and then the cat's like, "Oh, I sense a butt coming," and then his back legs walk out of the bushes, and it's like, haha, get it? It's his own butt.
Oh, okay.
It was I don't know, it was funnier. I didn't do it justice.
Yeah, no, that is funny. I just have no understanding of why that's a time restraint in any capacity.
Well, I mean,
it's literally dialogue followed by a 3-second gag, 5-second maybe.
Yeah, I mean it's frames of animation, you know, like.
But isn't 3D just you just script the movement?
I mean, I don't know how to animate in 3D. So don't ask me.
Yeah. Any 3D animators out here?
Yeah, don't you just type into ChatGPT, how do I animate in 3D, and then they just do it for you?
Did you hear the thing about like they've made they had like an AI fully create an anime series?
I heard that Lionsgate was talking about that shit. That like Lionsgate was just like, oh, we'll just go into AI and be like, make this movie in anime. And it's like, yeah, okay, let's burn down Lionsgate.
No. It's like no, it was like a fully scripted, fully animated, fully voice acted, all by AI.
Oh no.
Production.
I heard that Timberland signed an AI program to his record label. So I guess go burn down Timberland too. Not actual timber. not an actual land full of timber. Keep that, but go find Timberland and burn him.
This is from.
Yeah, I get why Monty Ohm was so insistent on using the shitty, outdated poser. Why is that?
Because he knew how to do it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't. Yeah. Like that was his whole thing. You know, did you ever hear his like speed, precision, power speech?
In your video, I do believe.
Yeah, because it was like speed and precision is how you generate power, and it, you know, using the thing that I already know how to do generates the speed. Then making it look like I do, you know, making it look like how I want it to look is the precision, and then those two things together is power. Basically, for 3D, you break a model to make poses. And stuff work for the camera with scaling and adjusting things. Yeah. I've seen like Gary's mod animations where they tweak the camera slightly and things look like Eldritch Horrors.
Really?
Like you've seen the Dragon Ball Z like Gohan with the giant freaky deformed arm. Let me see. No, hold on.
Never rotate the camera in stylized 3D animation. Oh, no, I've seen those before.
Yeah. Here it is. Yeah, you rotate the camera and it looks like this.
Hey.
Boom.
Wait, what's the proper image?
Trunks' hands. I don't know. Is it on the Reddit page?
My oh my, talk about yaoi hands.
Where is the actual image though? Oh, here it is. All right. Like, that's what it's supposed to look like. But it's like, blah!
Oh, on the top.
Yeah,
this right
little,
okay.
Yeah, it's just like, that's what it looks like, and that's how much they have to deform the scale to get it to look right in camera. So yeah, 3D animation is a lot of like, hey, I got an idea, let's just make it look good in the frame and nowhere else. which is how you should, do everything, right? Like, in 2D animation, literally nothing exists outside the frame. Like, so obviously, only the frame looks good.
Light Spaceman asks, after doing RWBY content for so long, do you feel a positive emotion attachment to it, or do you hate it more?
I never hated RWBY.
Yeah.
If I hated RWBY, I would have stopped watching it years ago. I mean, it's terrible, but I love it. But yeah, no, I do get nostalgia for like the old style because truly nothing else sucks like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's so different. It's such a different experience to like, see it's something, because most things suck because they're generic. RWBY sucks because they were trying so hard they just didn't know what they were doing.
It's like, no. I don't like it despite it being bad.
I like it because it's bad.
It because it's bad.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. I got no hate for RWBY.
And that comes to the question: if all of RWBY's problems were spontaneously fixed and everything was amazing and good, would you still like it? Yeah.
No.
If it was just a good show about anime girls fighting monsters, yes, that would be good.
Yeah, and look, that's why High Guardian Spice exists. Somebody was like, "Hey, what if we did RWBY, but it didn't suck?" And it was like, "Well, okay."
And they just made it suck in a different way. You ever watch High Guardian Spice?
Yeah. I hope they bring season 2 out. Like,
for real, freaking 12 seasons in a movie.
Yeah.
12 seasons in a movie. Maybe.
I wanted to do. I don't know why I didn't, but real life stuff. But like, I wanted to do like a High Guardian Spice abridged joke, where it's like the bad guy is like talking to the evil council, and he's like no, it's not my fault. It was Olive. And then like the bad guys are like, who is Olive? And he's like, all of these nuts. And then it just cuts to the credits.
No, that's one of the best things of like when you can do a joke like that of like someone does a D's nuts joke and then the victim just obliterates the joke.
But yeah, High Guardian Spice did that one thing where they took the obvious way that they could have made a terrible pilot episode and just stuck it in the end of the last episode of the season.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, okay, so they like bobbed and weaved, but they didn't it got them on the rebound.
Yeah, but the story behind High Guardian Spice angers me a lot. Crunchyroll basically forced it to be directed by them and not the creatives after slashing their budget. Yeah, absolutely. Like people be like, "Oh, High Guardian Spice is bad." It's like, no, High Guardian Spice was sabotage. For real. Like there was such backlash.
Yeah. It was because it was all the oh, like I'm paying for a Crunchyroll subscription and now I'm getting like Bean Mouth show. And then they panicked.
Yeah.
And flooded it with like trash. That's still I think like one of my worst videos that I ever put out was the me bitching about all of the Crunchyroll originals, because like I'm gonna still stand by that video, but all of the comments are like, none of these shows are original, and I'm like, Crunchyroll calls them Crunchyroll originals, that's why I'm saying Crunchyroll originals. And that's what the whole conversation in the comments became, instead of actually talking about how bad the marketing was.
Yeah.
And it's like no, I understand that most of these shows are in fact based on something. Like, they are called Crunchyroll originals by Crunchyroll, But it's like,
Yeah,
I
it's
should
like
have just
Netflix
ignored the
originals.
people saying that. But those were the only comments. Nobody actually cared that the marketing was bad, because they're like, you can't review a show based on the commercial. And I'm like, I'm reviewing a commercial. I am talking about the commercial. And they're like, whatever.
Okay, so I guess Floof actually just hates us because he posted, reminded that Tower of Gods is the show that existed and got a second season.
Oh
no
my
one
God.
talked about. Why are you telling us that? Why are you bringing that back up? Well, what did we do to you to hurt us like this?
Tower of God got a second season before High Guardian Spice did. Now that's just no justice in the world. Did Onyx Equinox even get a second season? That was the only decent one. Like,
which one?
Onyx Equinox. Like, out of all the, like, I mean, what was the other? There was like God of High School, which got good reviews. Or was it God of High School, or was it Fighty McFighterson? I don't know. There was one that got good reviews, but I didn't like it. And Onyx Equinox was the only one that that I thought was like actually like competently put together.
God of High School. I remember that now.
There was Knobless, which is the perfect description of everyone who worked on it, because you can't, make a show that uncreative if you have a knob. Fighty McFighterson was the one, yeah. I don't know. Crunchyroll originals were bad. And
if you want us to do a full like Woodplotch reaction, be sure to donate thousands of dollars.
And then we'll just flee to South America with all of the money, and you'll never catch us.
No, I'd watch all these for $1,000.
$1,000? That's what. God, I remember like back in the day, Dashu was telling me like, oh, you gotta watch. You gotta watch Attack on Titan, like. Your Patreon will go up by like $1,000 if you watch Attack on Titan. And I was like, no, I can't do that to myself. $2,000 maybe, but not $1,000.
There you go, chat. There's the price.
Yeah, if you want me to watch Attack on Titan, give me $2,000. But I heard that nobody likes it anymore, so I was right the whole time.
So did I ever tell you the part where I stopped watching Attack on Titan?
I mean, if it wasn't before you saw the first episode, then I guess I have you beat. But no, why? Did they have the Titan fruit model human?
Okay, so first, no. Second, go fuck yourself. Third, fuck your mother.
Okay. When did you actually stop?
So like I started watching it from the very beginning, and it's like, oh, Titans are fighting, and they were talking about, oh, no one has plot armor, and it's like, that's not true, and also that's not a selling point. Killing all your characters is actually really uncreative. But I'm watching it,
then why
and
don't
like
more people do it?
And I'd buy that for $1. So I'm watching it, and it's like, oh, they're learning about the Titans, and they're learning about Jaeger and how he can turn into a Titan, and it's like, oh, this is like, this resembles a compelling story. So I'll watch this so long as it takes zero effort. And it was because it was like on Netflix,
Yeah.
And
Netflix is the king of zero effort shows, like the Witcher show. Like I watched so many episodes of that Witcher show, and then I realized I fucking hate that show. And I'm like, why did I watch this? Oh, because it was on Netflix. Anyway, continue.
So yeah, they're learning about like Titans and whatnot, and then suddenly, spontaneously, out of nowhere, with no establishment, no hinting, nothing that gave way to this development. One of the characters walks up to the Jaeger. Or no, they're having an argument of like, the plan is stupid. We need to advance the plan. And I'm like, the good guys are like advancing their good guy plan to actually have everyone sacrifice themselves for no reason, because that's the theme of the show. But no, they're like, no, we need to advance the plan. They walk up to Jaeger and they go, Jaeger, I am the armored titan, and Mac here is the colossal titan. We're gonna kidnap you. It's like, what? Oh, and also Anna, the moody bitch, who is like top dog or something. She's the lady titan, and she's gonna help us kidnap you.
Wow.
And it was like, I have no idea what the I don't have no idea what anything is about. There's a Titan serum apparently. That
Titan serum?
Yeah, so humans
Titan fruit model human. I was right.
Shut up. remember point 2. No, so I had no idea like what this was going on about, and I think before Attack on Titan live action movies had better lore. Listen, Attack on Titan is kind of like RWBY. Anything that alternates from the canon is superior. Because like no, you don't know. One of the big reveals is like all of the walls have Titans built into the wall.
What? The walls are.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's like somebody's in the chat room, like bitching at the Titans, and the Titans just like, "Fuck you, I'm in your walls."
Yeah, well, because you know about Attack on Titan, how they have the giant walls, right?
Yeah, that's like the whole thing in the first episode.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a Titan that's slightly bigger than the wall. Our entire community is doomed.
I mean, to be fair, it was the first time that ever happened.
We've got to get our Blake from RWBY gear. And then die.
By the hundreds.
But the Titan itself, or the walls themselves, are Titans.
Yeah, Janice says you gotta understand that in the manga, it was insanely mind blowing with the reveals. How? Like, I mean, I don't think mind blowing reveals are that difficult. At any point, you could just have God descend from Earth. From heaven and be like, yo, what's up? That's pretty mind blowing.
What a show.
It truly was one of the shows of all time.
Truly.
Okay.
Did we get through all the questions?
Past volumes if you could. Man, one is difficult.
So many.
Yeah, okay, this was the one about changing something from a past volume.
Like SDC, people know that the SDC is like, no, that wasn't quite the move. And a lot of the stuff that I wish it would change would kind of be just like better world building in places.
Sure.
Less exposition in some areas, more exposition in other areas.
Yeah,
just
having
like
a chance
there's
to reflect a little bit more before production, I think would be helpful. But we also just had to keep moving. You know.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah. I think probably we'll have for one more. This won't be it, but just from Pretzel Forte, Miles, will you be getting a fat Chibi Nora tattoo?
I have to show you what's on there.
What?
In Establishment 99 again, favorite RWBY lore fairy tale.
Those things.
The World RWBY.
All right, I think those are all the questions.
What did they just say? What question?
Favorite
what kind
RWBY
of
lore? Oh, the fat Nora from RWBY Chibi.
Oh yeah.
It's a shame he didn't reveal that he had it the whole time. But anyway, yeah, I guess that was the Q&A.
The Inquisition in more areas or less areas. What?
Yeah, remember, they're the guys who made World of Remnant. A series with fucking homework.
I think there's merit to that of like, yeah, you don't have to, you can just watch the show for whatever, but like if you're an actual nerd, you know, if you're a total dork here, here's all your weird questions asked.
If it was actual lore and not just blatantly incorrect things that only serve to confuse the like that's an idea that should be considered by some other things, but like again, other things don't need it because they're good on their own. Like you know, I can't. Can you think of a show that's like, if only I knew more about the lore, you know? Dark Souls, right? Like Dark Souls with body videos content.
Yeah.
Like that's
actually,
it.
actually, the more Dark Souls the Lord's revealed, the more I'm like, oh, this. I care less now. Bring me the souls. I just need number go up. No, you don't understand. I need my number to go up, and I need your number to go down.
So Rykard is your favorite character. That was one of the things, you know, it's just like, I really liked Body Video's content back when the lore was actually like obscure. But then Elden Ring came out, and it's just like, yeah, okay, but the lore is really direct in this.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, oh, he's gonna have to dig so deep, and it's just like, the character says this in a cutscene that's unskippable, and you have to watch the progress. And it's like, oh, okay. All right, thanks, Vadi. Did you know that Praetor Rykard is a snake? Yeah, thanks, Vadi. Thanks for letting me know.
The World of Remnant, his homework comment reminds me of how Mr. Plinkland hated Star Wars EU and then accidentally described how Clone Wars were prequels in the EU.
Yeah, you mean like referenced by Obi-Wan, like in the original movie? Just like, yes, fought alongside him in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, well, the prequels are about the Clone Wars, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're called that because they clone all their soldiers instead of paying a salary.
Yes.
I'm confused. In the Empire, do the stormtroopers, are they clones or are they all also indoctrinated children?
I think by that point, like by the time the original series rolled around, they had run through all their clones. But again, that's just extended universe lore, which is technically not canon anymore since Disney axed the whole thing.
Damn you, Mickey!
Michael Mouse is no friend of mine. Yeah. I don't know, but I didn't. I don't know.
They were in the prequels, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but before Phantom Menace, Clone Wars were treated more like Yun Hai Von. They're indoctrinated. All clones either die of old age in battle or turn traitor. And then I assume they die later. So. Wait, no, turning traitor makes you immortal?
What? What? What are these things?
What are what things?
Are these like Star Wars zombies?
What are we looking at?
These are the Yazana Vong. Yagzongna Vongna. What the hell? You're gross.
There's a thumbnail there. Who are the Yuns of On?
What's...
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, you tell me. Well, okay, there's not a question mark there. That'd be funny if there was a question mark. It's just somebody asking. Please explain it to me. Oh, God. Now I want to make exactly that video. Just like, who? Yeah, I don't know. The title of the video has a question mark in it. I'm literally asking.
The Yangazan are a species of aliens so ugly, everyone decided to genocide them out of principle.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, you know, just like Adam with the humans. He's like, what? Non-furries? Get out of my get out of my earth. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, if I saw this guy walking around, like, I'd probably kill him. Like, you know, not in a racist way, just in a like ill
humane way.
Humanely.
What's wrong with your face?
What's wrong with your face? They're so ugly that everyone died.
There you go.
Yeah. Ew. Gross. Oh, there they are in live action.
Oh, did you see the thing of there's a Star Wars made by Disney.
There's a lot of Star Wars made by Disney.
Where like a Jedi is turning to the dark side, and in their hand their lightsaber is shifting from blue to red. And it's like,
that's pretty based, honestly.
No, it's dumb.
What was it?
I can't remember, but what it was, because what it is like the crystals that they use is what determines the color. Like the whole blue is good, red is evil. There's no lore reason for it. It's just like aesthetic. Or the red crystal is stronger, but also requires like torturing the rock that you use.
No, Dwayne! Don't go in there! They're gonna make a red lightsaber out of you!
No, I think that's the thing. It's like, because the Sith are so evil, they can torture an inanimate object and bring actual suffering to it, and that makes it stronger.
That's amazing. I love that. It's my new favorite Star Wars fact.
You're so evil, you can torture a rock and make it stronger.
10 out of 10. Would torture a rock again.
Would that make them stoners?
But yeah, I don't know. Star Wars lore is Star Wars lore. If you do something fun with it, it's worth it. It's worth all the damage to the community that you can muster.
No, damage to the community is part of the that's part of the fun.
Anything that makes Star Wars fans mad, I support.
Yeah, I think I was asked something of like, what's your opinion on something? And I said, just assume my opinion is whatever makes you the most mad.
Genuinely. Do we have anything else? Oh, hold on. Let me just scroll through the rest of this.
I want to make sure I get the title of it right.
Yeah, we don't care about RWBY Fairy Tales.
We're about at time.
This is
Oh, guys, somebody down here saying God of the Animals was the best. God of Animals is so fight. Are they trying to say fire? God of the Animals was the worst one.
God of the Animals.
God of the Animals was the worst fucking RWBY Fairy Tale. somebody in the comments is somebody like down here in the comments, because they were asked like what's their favorite, and it's just like, oh, God of the Animals. It's like, fuck, dude, God of the Animals is such garbage. Like,
which one was God of the Animals? Isn't that the?
It was the one where it was like, oh, the humans are like, let's kill all the animals, and the animals are like, please stop, and then literal God comes down and says, you're both wrong, and then he makes Faunus. And it's like, fucking, who writes that? These two.
Oh, that's a lot lamer than my Faunus origin story that I'm gonna. Of course. This is interesting.
You doing all right? You doing all right there, Floof? You doing good? Yeah.
That's horrifying.
This is hold on. Can the vertical chat see? Can the vertical see this? Hi, vertical. Are you there? Let me make it a little smaller.
Floof, this is absolutely horrifying in all ways. I want 5 more.
Yeah. I want 100,000. Yeah. All right, there you go. Now it's in the vertical stream. Like, oh my goodness. Floof. You're, look, if this is how we get isekai'd, I'm okay with that. Look, okay, if she ever asks for a French kiss, just say no.
That actually is a clever idea of they just have a tongue monster and then the tongue monster has a mouth. So,
indeed.
Tongueception.
Tongueception. This is just Tonguey from Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Yeah.
Okay. Does Chad have any questions for us?
Yeah. What would we change in RWBY? What would RWBY change in us? Yeah. Ask us a question. We'll answer the worst one and the best one, and we'll never tell you which one is which. Yeah.
Oh, did you watch the new RWBY thing?
Oh, is there a new RWBY?
Yeah, he's been announcing it like every day for the past month.
Twitter doesn't show me Raymond's tweets, even though we follow.
He's been posting it on Discord.
Oh well, I thought that was the announcement for Bad Fanfiction Night, and they're reading Shadman's book, so I not interested.
Shadman? Oh, you mean Shadiversity? Okay.
Are they different people?
Yes, yes, very much so. Are you taking the piss right now?
Yeah, I am. I know they're different people.
Okay. Shadman made books.
I mean, he made comics. Yeah. That's kind of like books.
Shadman can write. Yeah, he can.
I'm sure Shadman can write better than Shadiversity.
Is his writing, is it actually bad or is it just bland?
He said that when he used AI to rewrite his book, he liked it better. So okay. I think that he's the worst writer to ever crawl out of the basement. like he said something about like he used AI in like the process of not writing his book, because I think the book came out before like AI really became a thing, but like he said he used AI in the process of writing something and he liked it better than his own book. So it's like, yeah, no, he's the worst writer I've ever heard of. He had a rift with his brother over the AI thing. Well, his brother sounds pretty cool.
God damn. It's so... Okay, the thing about Shadiversity's like obsession or his support of AI, it's there's something ironic to it, because his whole thing is like he's really into like ancient histories and looking into into like the legitimate style of weapon manufacturing and weapon combat. And then he's like, "Oh, AI, yeah, this is great."
Maybe AI will be ancient history soon enough, and then he wants to be a part of it himself. He loves wanking himself for doing nothing. I mean, look, who doesn't? I mean, unless you're gonna like wank yourself as a reward for doing something, but you know.
He ignores actual HEMA and pushes weird alt-right narrative. Actual HEMA.
HEMA's like sword fighting, like sword sparring. Like
some martial arts.
Yeah, like I think like like you know like kendo, right? Like I think kendo is a form of HEMA. Like HEMA is like a more like widespread term for like sword sparring. And like kendo is like a specific subset of that. I think I might be wrong. They might be completely different, but I think the general gist of that follows. His non-AI drawings aren't very good, but there's a charm that they have. It's just better than the highly rendered flop. Kendo is technically separate. I was.
He also got in a fight with an actual combatant over them saying that a lot of fantasy writers don't know a lot about actual fighting. Yeah, writers don't know anything.
Was that the Cell Sword Arts guy? Like I see Cell Sword Arts on YouTube Shorts a lot, and I know that they got into a fight with him, but he probably gets into a fight with a lot of people who know more about the craft than he does.
Yeah. The thing about writers is that they don't. They say like, "Oh, I did a lot of research," and it's like, "Yeah, it was all wasted."
It was all wasted.
You just make it up.
Yeah. Yeah. The Cell Sword Arts guy is pretty neat. He loves bashing like reverse grip.
Oh yeah.
And it's like him and his buddy are like, "Hey, I found the one thing that works in reverse grip," and it was the gun being fired with the pinky.
The death the kid style. Yeah, reverse grip is only good for downward thrust, and only that one.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah, like I mean, for sword fighting, but like for knife fighting, it's a different story. Like, because like when you're reverse grip in sword fighting, you're losing all of that range. Against your opponent. But if it's like a knife fight, like a very close quarters knife fight, then the story changes.
No, I mean like you take your sword, you put it in a reverse grip, and then you just stab down like into the ground because the enemy has fallen.
Yeah.
That's it. Downward thrust.
Downward thrusts. Stabby, stabby, stabby. That's the only thing I would use reverse grip for.
One reverse grip of the night works because of physics too, yeah. I reminded of a scene that I have planned for like someone who has like a great sword, and they're in like a confined quarters.
Oh yeah.
So like they can't swing the sword at all.
Oh okay.
Yeah. So like they're going forward into the hall into like the tunnel, and they try to swing it, and they're like, and the enemy is like, "Ha, you can't swing your sword at me, you fucking loser." And so the knight just like throws the sword like a missile, and boom, just right in the face.
Half sorting, real man's technique. All right. Well, I think we're about ready to wrap up.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 2.5 hours now.
Yeah.
Were we?
Yeah, something like that. 3 hours. Just rolled over to 3. Oh no, it's 3:08. Okay. Yeah.
I said this a lot, but I think one of the reasons a lot of people are so pro AI is because they've tried to draw, got made fun of, and now worship AI. Yeah, a lot of stuff is people being mean to people who
Yeah, but then just counter that by being really mean to AI artists, and then they'll go back to the drawing, and then everybody will be like, oh, you did it, you picked up a pencil, nice, and they'll get because there is a whole thing where it's just like a lot of people don't want to get made fun of for being bad, and yeah.
The secret is inflate your ego. Just keep inflating that ego.
Yes.
Like me, the greatest writer of all time.
Inflate Inflate your own ego. Leave comments on your own fan fiction. In all lowercase.
With a period at the end. That's the thing that sent me over. It's like I mean, I appreciate it. It's a funny way of just. And then, it's only made like hilarious because of the one I got from AO3.
Oh yeah, the one from AO3. Like, I think like the whole job application thing, like, cause that was big a while back, but it kind of died out, and like it's coming back in like full force. Everybody's like, oh, job application jump scare. Yeah. And like, yeah, you want to actually read your shitty AO3 comment?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay. So, context. RWBY Fanfiction. I'm in the Hunter initiation. I'm more or less blowing through moments, kind of just establishing what the characters are, and the Grim just showed up and is attacking everyone. And the guy writes, just finished this chapter, and I have to say, it's a monument to wasted time. Both yours and mine. The plot meanders like someone who has absolutely no schedule to keep, no responsibilities demanding their attention. It's truly tragic. Is this what happens when you're jobless? Your mind just turns into chaotic mess that produces this kind of incoherent garbage. You're not an author. You're a cautionary tale for why people need a job. This fanfiction is just proof that idleness breeds absolute artistic failure. Yeah, what's like the first writing tip? Reduce redundancies.
But yeah, that's such a like. That comment is from somebody who got offended by the job application jump scare meme and then just like took it really personally.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I replied like, oh man, that would be insulting if I weren't using Canon Ruby as a template.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's such a weird point of view to have, because it's like, when you have a job, you have less time to spend on your creative endeavors and your hobbies and stuff like that. So it's like anything that would have a schedule, like a release schedule, would be almost necessarily less considered if you had a job. Like,
as someone who tried to maintain, like, yeah, like as someone who tried to maintain like a once a week fiction thing. Yeah, that fiction is very roundabout and random, and just kind of like I look back at it and it's like, oh, did I need all these words?
Did I'm do sure that? Oh, you're back. What did you miss? Did you miss the whole rest of the Q&A? We went back over it and we didn't really find anything more insightful to complain about, so it's just basically been story time the whole stream.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, did you see the little song I sent you?
I did, but I didn't have time to listen to it before the stream started.
Okay.
I literally woke up and it was like, oh shit, what time is it?
What are these slurping sounds?
Sorry about that. I'm drinking.
I can't hear you drinking over Discord. It's probably just in the stream. Okay.
Discord has really powerful noise reduction. That the stream doesn't.
See, and I think that's why, because like I have a fan that I have to keep on, or I'll die. And it's like I keep seeing my hat flap, and I'm like worried that it's getting across the stream. So.
Yeah. When it gets into your microphone, that doesn't necessarily mean it gets into me.
Anything else? Are there any other topics that we want to cover?
Make sure you watch our Monday streams.
Yeah, so what's today's Saturday? Oh, are iLadies gonna stream today?
I don't actually know. They probably will, but I don't know for sure.
Mac has been on his
streaming. He's been on his streaming kick, but he's not live right now, I don't think. So he probably took a nap before iLadies. I don't know. Don't quote me on any of that.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of boys' nights.
Yeah.
You know, for the boys.
For the boys. In it for the boys. Another one of my funny
Did you watch? Have you ever chimed into those boys' night streams?
Yeah, I was on one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you know, I saw like the thing from like Summer Games Fest or whatever it was. And I saw the the new me and the boys meme template.
Yeah. What a girl enters the goon chat.
I don't know what this game is, but it lets you kick little monsters and send them flying. So I'm probably gonna play it because I don't know if you saw the first Doom Dark Ages stream, but they let you do a little kicky, and I'm like, it's my favorite thing.
Nightman Hunter channel has asked, RWBY Volume 5 Part 2 when?
Maybe eventually. No, definitely eventually. I don't know why I said maybe. It's definitely eventually.
Anyway, I bring it up because Mac was we were talking about like having a Walmart that's ran entirely by prisoners.
I would shop at that Walmart exclusively.
We were like, and everything's like half off because the customer assumes a risk of getting molested.
A Walmart run entirely by prisoners. I mean, we could just arrest the Waltons and, you know, seize all their assets, and then technically, yeah. Defentually.
Yeah. Alright, we have to either we have to end the stream eventually, or we got to go 24 hours. There's no other in between. So
I want to load up. I don't know. I kind of want to stick with doing
observation duty.
Oh, sure. Let's do observation duty. Fuck it.
No, please, not right now.
Okay, fine. All right. Then let's just call the stream right now, and we'll resume Doom on Monday. Hey, that rhymes.
Yeah. So, keep an eye out for the iLadies. Sunday, be sure to go to church. Mondays, come by for our stream.
Yes.
Tuesdays is nothing, correct?
Tuesdays don't exist. Just sleep through Tuesday.
Yeah. Tuesday is a myth. Wednesday is the Jack stream. Check out Taco Tuesday. Yeah, Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Hey.
Jack Wednesday. Tune into the Jack stream. Thursdays. Do we know anyone who streams on Thursday?
No.
Okay. And then Friday, firebomb your local Walmart. Firebomb Friday.
Firebomb Friday. Yeah. No, it's Thursday is a throwback Thursday, so you have to throw you throw your firebomb backwards at whatever's behind you.
At a Walmart.
At a Walmart.
Right, my friends.
Chat and toilet Saturday. Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
And if we did the streams on Tuesday, we could be like, "See you next Tuesday," and then everybody would be like, "Yeah, wait a minute."